Hey ho. It's time to disturb this trial that's going on here. Because a silly man has accused its judge of murder. And we gotta talk about it. And all our friends are here. Court is now in session. Is the defense ready? Of course, Your Honor. We can begin whenever you want. The prosecution has been ready from the start, Your Honor. Jill Crane, the attorney in charge of the defense, has passed on from this world. Furthermore, Sebastian de Best, the prosecutor in charge, has disappeared. And so, Franziska and Mr. Shields have taken over their duties. Because this is a very small world. Before we begin, I would like to apologize for the delay of today's trial. As the crime took place in the prison, a place where justice is normally administered, and the defendant was the warden of the prison, further exacerbating the situation. Additional time was specially arranged to investigate and prepare for the trial. In addition, the defense attorney in charge of the case, Jill Crane, has recently passed away. Due to these circumstances, the trial was further delayed. Mr. Shields, Miss von Karma, at this time I'd like to give you my gratitude for taking up this responsibility on such short notice. I guess this is the last job Courtney Pye's friend left behind for us, huh? Well, Uncle Ray's more than happy to help out. Although having said that, I only had enough time to skim through the case files. Are you okay on your end, Franny Pie? Weren't you there for most of the case? I'm pretty sure you were with us when we solved that case. What kind of prosecutor abandons his own case and vanishes without a trace? I won't allow any more delays in this trial while we wait for that foolish man to return. I have received the evidence just now. There should be no problem continuing the trial. You have my thanks. And with that, I hereby call the defendant, Patricia Rowland, to the stand. Look, she's in the same place that I am. But, obviously in a different courthouse. Because otherwise, we would be standing right next to each other, or on top of one another. Which isn't the case, clearly, as you can see. Now then, will the prosecution please give us their opening statement? Very well, Your Honor. The defendant... what voice did she have again? Please wait, Your Honor. I don't know. Please wait, Your Honor. What is it? Well, there's something I'd like you to fill me in on. Just what exactly am I doing in a place like this? Then perhaps you would do well to listen to the opening statement. So if I listen to it, I'll get it, huh? Okay then, let's hear it. That was the plan from the start. Now if you would kindly shut up and listen. The incident occurred in the detention center and the prison warden, Rowland isn't... and in the detention center and prison, Warden Rowland is in charge of. The victim is Horace Knightley, who was being held in the detention center. The prosecution is certain that this woman here is the culprit. This knife, the murder weapon, is the decisive evil, huh? Miss von Karma, is something wrong? That's impossible. The evidence is... What's wrong with the evidence, Franny Pie? The evidence? The knife's gone. The chisel with Dogan's belt attached to it is missing too. What? Uh-huh. And the accused knew all about it. Order, order. Prosecutor von Karma, what is the meaning of this? I don't understand it either, Your Honor. If there is no evidence, then I suppose there's not much reason for me to be here. Some prosecutor can't even hold on to the one little piece of evidence. What a dunce. I only received everything that the previous prosecutor had. It appears the culprit is that pampered prosecutor, the boy Blunder. Hey, Courtney Pie. What is it? Your Honor, considering our predicament, what say we postpone the trial until later?
Overruled!
Why not? The defense's proposal is overruled. Courtney Pie? I know, right? It'd be troubling for me if this trial were to be delayed any further. Who cares about you, murderer? I just want everyone to know that I'm innocent as soon as possible. Innocent? I've had more than enough of your foolish. And besides, you don't have any evidence, right? I recall a certain saying. In court, evidence is everything. Wasn't it? Since there's no evidence, that would make me innocent. Isn't that right, Your Honor? That is correct. What? Well, that's stupid. With so many eyewitnesses of the evidence and everything that happened right here. The prosecution has not produced sufficient evidence to prove the defendant guilty. As such, I hereby find the defendant Patricia Rowland.
Objection!
Hold your horses, Courtney Pie. You can't just declare her innocent all of a sudden. Is something the matter for the defense to object to a not guilty verdict? Well, I mean, even you must know that the warden over there is guilty, right? You were there with us when we found the murder weapon. Mr. Shields, a judge must remain impartial when handing down a verdict. That is why I cannot allow myself to get caught up in my own personal feelings. The person who was present when the murder weapon was discovered and the judge sitting before you now are two completely different people. You're kidding, right? I can only hand down a verdict based upon the evidence that was presented. There is evidence, it's just, well, it's not here right now, but a few minutes, that's all I need. I'll find the evidence and return to court without fail. The prosecution requests a brief recess, Your Honor. The defense would also like a recess, Your Honor. Courtney Pie, please. I understand. I shall grant your recess request. Well, Justine, darling, aren't you wishy-washy today? This court will now adjourn for a 15-minute recess, during which the prosecution and the defense shall prepare for the resumption of the trial. Understood, Your Honor. Phew, that was a close one. Court is now adjourned. Well, that's not going all according to plan, is it? That's kind of the difference between these games and the, main series Ace Attorney games. Like, once you've finished the case in those games, it's fucking done. They are declared guilty or innocent, and that's that. But in this game, it's like, okay, we found all the evidence and we proved everything, but they're still gonna have to go to trial. And what happens there? Who knows? Didn't we find it together, the evidence? Yes, we certainly did. Huh? What's the matter, Detective? It looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator. Really, why? Of course, that's why the metal detector reacted. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to take a look at this. The chisel? Wasn't that just the fake murder weapon? Dogan hid this chisel inside his dog's mouth. And the real murder weapon was hidden in very much the same way. The real murder weapon is in the pond inside the alligator. I wonder if it was stolen by someone. Mr. Edgeworth. I don't remember their voices either. Miss Barry and Miss Keys. Miss Barry, yes, Mr. Keys, okay. Yeah, one of them I got wrong. Did you come to attend the trial? I came because I heard there's a really fun show around here, so where is it? Trial for the case I got caught up in was supposed to have already started, but our practice ran a little late. I believe it was somewhere around here, wasn't it? Actually, 2 key pieces of evidence have gone missing. The chisel and the knife. The trial is in recess now, sort of like an intermission. You just missed it, Simon. What's that supposed to mean? Looks like Simon's going to get arrested again. Eek! No way, I can't. I guess Simon is his usual noisy self. Huh? To think that I would be humiliated like this. It's gotta be karma. Franziska-chan. And here comes another noisy individual. Now, Franny Pie, let's just take a moment and calm down a bit. Maybe you could put that whip of yours away, What do you say? That foolish prosecutor, when I get my hands on him, my whip is going to give him the thrashing of a lifetime. Yeah. Miles, why don't you try talking to her? Good grief, on that note, I guess I should probably hear what she has to say. Well, she probably doesn't have much time to waste on being mad. And should spend more time finding that evidence. Oh, if it isn't former prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Franziska. Those who have abandoned the path of a prosecutor do not belong here. Now be a good boy and go home. Figure out what you want to do with your life. Hey, about that murder, eh? Franziska, I never expected you to end up taking over the prosecution for this case. The bodyguard of the president of Jengfa, Horace Knightley, was murdered. The defendant is the former warden of the prison, Patricia Rowland. The knife she used as the murder weapon had been prepared as evidence. However, the murder weapon has disappeared without a trace. Not only did he abandon his own case, but he also made me look like a fool in court. Ow. The next time I see that foolish fool of a prosecutor, I'll whip some backbone into him. I don't mind if you whip some backbone into him, but stop whipping innocent bystanders. Still, what are you going to do, Francisco? The recess is only 15 minutes. You're always so calm and collected. Like an anchorman reading off a teleprompter. It makes me sick. I should probably stay classy and avoid confrontation with her for now. I don't think we have anything to show her right now, so maybe let's talk and look at other things. The schedule for upcoming trials has been posted on this bulletin board. Of course, Patricia Rowland's trial is listed as well. Mr. Edgeworth, if we can't find the missing evidence... Yes, it will be a serious problem. Let's try talking with Franziska and Mr. Shields. Maybe after I've checked everything else out, eh? It's the model it's a model of the courthouse. It's really well made. There's something written on the information panel. Press the button to activate robot transformation sequence. Sweet. Reservation required to view the transformation show. Please inquire at the front desk. This model courthouse transforms into a robot. Mr. Edgeworth, she's unusually quiet. I thought she'd make a fuss about wanting to see it. If the model can transform, does that mean that this courthouse can also? Yeah, of course. I had the same thought. It's only natural and guaranteed for sure. Okay, I assure you that's not possible. Wrong. You're wrong, Edgeworth. But perhaps there is more to this courthouse than meets the eye. What up, homie? No, that's a person. Edgeworth, please. It's an old, whole leather sofa. Yeah, the leather's full of holes. Ha ha ha. Indeed, it's a whole leather sofa after all. I feel like there was a contradiction somewhere in this conversation. During the recess, no one may enter the courtroom. Really? No one can get in? Like I said, during the recess, no one may enter the courtroom. But if nobody can go in, no one can resume the trial and will be stuck in recess forever. Oh, you're right. We're all doomed. Mr. Edgeworth, did you like how I pointed out that contradiction just now? I don't think you'll gain any useful information by pressing the bailiff. Also, he only said during the recess, and the recess had a set time limit of 15 minutes, so it would end regardless of whether or not somebody is in there to end it. Compendium of Laws for Beginners. Huh, I wonder if even I could read them. Ah, but it looks like Volume 1 is currently out on loan. I'd better wait and start with the first volume. Otherwise the story won't make any sense. Kay, I hate to ruin it for you, but law books don't have a story to them. They should though. Stories help you retain information, right? Alright, friend. What's up? Okay, looks like you've gotten your memories back. Yeah, I'm all better now. Uncle Ray was really worried, you know. Though that other Kay was also pretty cute. Well then, now that you've recovered, how about a hug for old time's sake? Nope. We need to focus on the trial right now. Yeah, things aren't looking good. How's it going? Miles, you still don't have your prosecutor's badge, right? Do you finally feel like following in your father's footsteps? That's a lot of alliteration there. Not quite entirely, because, you know, some other words in there, but pretty good. I simply left it in someone else's care. I wasn't stripped of my badge. Furthermore, right now I am unable to follow in my father's footsteps. I see. Well, there's no need to rush your decision. Take all the time you need to determine the path you want to follow. In any case, the door's always open for you at the Edgeworth Law Offices. Mr. Shields. Isn't that very nice? At any rate, we'll have to search for the evidence. But we can't interrupt the trial. Uncle Ray's in a pickle. If only there was someone who could find the evidence for us. That look of expectation on your face says it all. If only there was someone who could... Okay, well, thanks for repeating that. Very well, I'll go look for them. Oh, Miles, you do that for us? Of course, finding the evidence within 15 minutes will be no easy task. Well, if worst comes to worst, Uncle Ray and Fanny Pie will help you stall for time. Until you recover the evidence, we won't let her hand down a verdict. Please do so. Franziska, are you okay with this? You're asking me, Franziska von Karma, to help you out. You'd be better off spending the rest of your life as an anchorman for the local news. Miss von Karma, this is an emergency. We could really use your cooperation. I understand. As acting prosecutor, I, along with that attorney over there, shall continue this trial. Meanwhile, you, the former prosecutor, shall run around and look for the evidence. All for my sake. It's a job that suits you perfectly. I'm glad you're on board. I'll help out too, because I really don't want to get arrested again. This sounds like fun. Regina wants to tag along too. Alright, that would be helpful. Now then, where should we begin? I think we should go find that person and hear what they have to say. Who should we talk to in order to learn what the... Maybe... Where is he? There he is. This guy. Take that! Yes, the person in charge of the evidence was Sebastian de Best. Ah, you mean that rookie prosecutor, right? Got it. I'll leave him to you. Whoa. I guess he left in a hurry and shut the door behind him. Alrighty, time for Uncle Ray to have a strategy meeting with the opposing counsel. Just the two of us. Ah! Miles Edgeworth, you better not keep me waiting, lest you end up like your friend here. Yes, I'll keep that in mind. Franny Pie, wait for me! Now then, let's go help look for Sebastian as well. Oh, hello. Ah! Judge Courtney. If it isn't Prosecutor Edgeworth, I hope that all is well. All is not well. Just what was going on in the trial there earlier? Kay, there's no need for that. But even though Miss Courtney should know exactly who the culprit is, what made you? In a court of law, the only thing that truly matters is evidence. Whatever my own feelings may be, it should not affect the verdict. So this is the judge persona of Judge Justine Courtney we're seeing. Cold-blooded and heartless. It's fine if you think of me as such. Even as a judge, she's still this stubborn. Judge Courtney, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you. And what would that be? 2 nights ago, you went to the roof of the Grand Tower. The roof, you say? You met with the President there, correct? The 2 of you were caught on the security camera. Is there some sort of problem with that? Today, the President's body was discovered, very close to the Grand Tower. That's... You understand now, don't you? You're a suspect. What happened between you and the President up on the roof? Nothing. We merely spoke for a few minutes. Once our business was done, I headed straight home. I took the elevator back down alone. Indeed, that was shown on the security camera footage as well. What exactly did you and the President talk about? That I cannot say. I see. However, I cannot afford to let up just yet. That being the case, I guess my only remaining option is to use that. She is definitely hiding something. Shouldn't we not be wasting time right now and get that evidence real quick and then maybe afterwards we consider this? Seems like a more pressing matter. Oh well. Time to play some Cheesus. 2 nights ago, Judge Courtney met with President Huang. Some mighty pieces. It is true that I spoke with President Huang on the roof of the Grand Tower. However, we only discussed business. There's no need to tell you what was said. Just like in the trial earlier, she won't reveal her personal feelings easily. When she's speaking as a judge, it would be better for me to wait and see what develops. Now then, I'll start by asking her what she talked about with the President. Wow. Could you tell me what you and the President talked about? My meeting with the President was strictly business, and since it has nothing to do with you, I am not obliged to answer your question. Say it and we. I appreciate your understanding. Even so, you certainly are a very busy person, aren't you? You're a member of the PIC and a judge as well. You even assist with the investigations. I am simply fulfilling the professional duties that have been assigned to me. Was your meeting with the President also one of the duties assigned to you as a judge? Yes, of course it was. I am one who lives for the law. I would never act outside my professional duties. This morning, you returned Kay's promise notebook to me. I don't believe that all of your actions are simply done for the sake of your duties. Well, that was quick. First piece went down in a flash. It's true, it seems I still retain some immature qualities. I wouldn't call that immature. He actually said the exact same thing. It was your own personal kindness. Weren't you also distressed when you found out the President had passed away? Yes, it is very unfortunate. Why did he have to die? It seems he was crushed by the head of a monster called the mighty Moozilla. Ah, excuse me, you see Moozilla is... Is that true? You mean, the President died at the temporary Moozilla film lot? Yes, that's right. I'm surprised that you know about Moozilla. Yes. I had heard about it from Sebastian. He told me that the movie was being filmed near the Grand Tower. She seems awfully shaken up about that, and I'm also curious about Sebastian, who went missing along with the evidence. She said she wouldn't talk about the president. However, I might be able to get her to reveal her secret through another line of questioning. She is flustered beyond normal. There must be some reason behind it. Where's the bad one? Franziska may have taken over the prosecution in Sebastian's place. However, as long as he still possesses some of the evidence, the trial cannot proceed. I intend to carry out a fair trial. If the prosecution is unable to present evidence, the defendant must be declared not guilty. Is that so? I am a judge. I cannot allow my own personal feelings to get in the way. So you're saying you're not the least bit worried about Sebastian's whereabouts? Of course I am. I am worried about Sebastian as well, but... You're worried about Sebastian as well? Wouldn't that mean that there is someone else you're worried about? Sure does. By any chance, would that person have something to do with your unnatural behavior? That's impossible. I am a follower of the law. I will not be swayed by personal feelings. Okay. I felt that statement was a little wonky, but, you know, she definitely didn't look very judgy in that situation. It may be true that those who stand in court have a duty to follow the law. However, we're not superheroes. You and I are only human. It is impossible to completely ignore your own feelings and render an impartial judgment. It is as you say. I am as I am now. I cannot hand down an impartial verdict. Judge Courtney, why don't you tell me the truth? Just what am I supposed to do? Oh no, we've never seen her that shaken. For Judge Courtney to become this distraught, I should find out exactly who she's searching for. Maybe something to do with those missing people from that other case. Up until now, she has been wearing the mask of a judge. This time, I should be able to draw out her true feelings. What are you searching for? Judge Courtney, tell me who you are searching for. My lips are sealed. That is not something I can talk about right now. I'm assuming that I don't have enough info to get this one, but you know. Yep. Still, that was like the only logical question to ask. So, I just wanted to try. Is the person you're searching for Sebastian by any chance? When Sebastian learned of his father's true colors, he went into hiding of his own free will. I am worried about him, but this may be a trial he needs to overcome on his own. Since he went into hiding of his own accord, he could return whenever he wanted to. Could it be the person you're searching for is unable to return under their own power? In regards to that, my lips are sealed. I am unable to talk about it right now. When I think about what might happen to that child if I talked. Child? That child. Could you tell me who you are referring to? It's nothing. Please pay it no mind. Judge Courtney's expression has changed. It seems I've managed to uncover a clue. Well, I don't think asking about Moozilla makes any sense. So let's try if we can already... yeah. Could it be you're searching for that child who has gone missing? Since you said it was a child, I presume they're of a young age, correct? I simply cannot answer any questions about him. That boy has nothing to do with you or the president's assassination. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to ask about Moozilla after all. Yeah. Are you searching for the mighty Moozilla? I don't have the time to play along with your jokes right now. It's not a joke. Just a moment ago, you were surprised to learn that the president had been crushed by Moozilla, correct? I was simply surprised by the president's cause of death. To think that he passed away at the temporary film lot, of all places. What's wrong with the way he died? I guess that's not the... Wait, no, okay. The way he started that sentence made me think it was a generic "you said the wrong thing" type of sentence, but whoops, oh, whatever. That's not true, it's just... for the president to have passed away at a film lot, a place where dreams are made. I just thought it would be better if the movie's cast and crew remained unaware of the truth. Staff member found the body. I'm very sorry to say this. However, the movie's cast and crew are already aware of the president's death. I encountered a female staff member and John Marsh at the crime scene. That's a tough tower. No, how could it have come to this? She seems to react strongly when it comes to the staff of the Moozilla film. This could be a useful clue. Okay. Could it be that missing child? Zoom in through the text. Let me try using that clue. Earlier, when Moozilla was brought up, it seemed to be a sensitive topic for you. Is that child you spoke of involved with that Moozilla movie? Oh. Ah. How do you know that? You are usually so calm, yet you seem rather distraught right now. Please tell me, who is that child? I understand. If you've come to know this much, I shall prepare myself for the worst. The child I'm searching for is a boy by the name of John Marsh. Well, isn't that weird? John, why do you want to know his whereabouts? Well, that much I simply cannot say. Judge Courtney, didn't you say you were prepared for the worst? Even if you don't intend to talk, I am determined to expose the truth. That is my resolve. Why is she searching for John? I must get her to tell me the reason. Are you acquainted with him? Are you acquainted with John by any chance? He is a famous movie star. I doubt there's anyone who doesn't know who he is. I actually hadn't heard of him until I met him today. That just proves you have much to learn. Allow me to give you a lesson. I know everything about him. Well, okay. My apologies. I seem to have lost my composure. Sure did. You tend to lose your calm whenever the conversation turns to John, don't you? In any case, while I may know everything about John, it is a one-sided relationship. I don't have enough clues. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, shh. Are you a fan? Could it be that you're a fan of John Marsh? Yes. That's right. I am a fan of John Marsh, the famous child actor who has been called a prodigy. She wasn't really saying much judge-like stuff. She sounded kind of insecure, but the pose was the one where we always wait and see, so... I knew this movie was being filmed in front of the Grand Tower. So the temporary film lot had been on my mind. I see. I suppose a fan would be curious about that. Did you know that John was at the temporary film lot? Yes, of course I did. He said they would be filming there all day today, and yet... did you hear that from him? It almost sounds as if John himself told you that personally. I doubt he would give a schedule to a mere fan. That's true, isn't it? Please don't pay any mind to that statement. She made another slip of the tongue. She must be really worried about John. So she has spoken with John. This could be a useful clue. Well, if we're gonna go through all this anyway, right? Actually, we were searching for John as well. Would you happen to have any idea where he might be? Why would you think that I would know where he is? John and I, there's no connection between us. Okay, well, guess we'll have to go from C to A to B. Yeah, shut up. Wah wah wee wah wah. Wah 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 wah. I wish that when you fast forward, it also fast forwarded the animations. Oh shit. Wait and see. Shoot. Wasn't paying attention for a second there. Use that clue. I understand you're worried about him, but aren't you a bit too flustered? You told me earlier that you had spoken with John. Doesn't that prove that you are indeed acquainted with him? How could I have committed such an indiscretion? It appears that John and Judge Courtney are acquainted. This could be a vital clue, Where he be? You two must be acquainted. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with John, but at the very least, the two of you must be acquaintances. Boom. Hey. Judge Courtney, won't you allow us to help you in search for him? Help? No, that won't be allowed. Who won't allow it? The so-called goddess of law? The person who knows where that child is. A kidnapper? I see. Finally, I've connected all the pieces of the puzzle. The reason why you cannot easily talk about John. It was because someone kidnapped him, isn't that right? Boom. Judge Courtney, I would like to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand, this time. I will truly be prepared for the worst. It is just as you deduced, someone has kidnapped John. As I thought, there was a kidnapping. Still, how is John's kidnapping related to you in any way? John and I are mother and child. What? I was unable to learn much about the conversation she had with the president, but I have learned of John's kidnapping. It was an unexpected result, but with that, it's a checkmate. So did he get kidnapped recently, or has he been kidnapped and somehow still allowed to go to the movie set? Or is the John Marsh that we know not the same person? What? John is Miss Courtney's son? No way, I mean, he's already so big for him to be your... Yes, John is indeed my son. Please look at this. Adoptive son, maybe. This is a clipping from a magazine. It's an article about John. Do you always carry this around with you? Yes, I always keep it close by. It's like a charm to me. It seems the bond that they share is a strong one. However, are you absolutely certain that he's been kidnapped? Yes, I received a call from the kidnapper just before the trial started. What were their demands? They had only one demand, a not guilty verdict for Patricia Rowland. I see, so that's what happened. Yep. So, do you also know where the evidence is then? So that's why you were going to deliver a not guilty verdict earlier. I am not qualified to be a judge. A judge must be able to remain impartial and composed above all else. Well, I'd say it's more important for a mother to care for her child. And yet, despite this, in the trial just now, I was about to hand down a verdict that was led solely by my heart. Judge Courtney, the goddess of law, must be furious with me. But I simply couldn't do it. I couldn't hand down a fair verdict if it meant I had to sacrifice my own son. Of course you can't. Okay. A real parent would never abandon their own child. If that makes the goddess of law angry, then maybe the goddess is the one who's wrong. The goddess is guilty. Guilty! Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, to declare a goddess guilty. We're responsible for upholding the law, but at the same time we are only human. Nobody would hand down a verdict that would sacrifice their own child. Well, the father from the previous case, maybe. But, he sucked. Thank you very much, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth. However, I cannot simply run away from the courtroom. Judge Courtney, so this is where you've been. It appears it's time. Miss Courtney. My father, he was a prosecutor. Your father? I forgot about that. Yes, he stood in court just like you. And now, with all that has happened, it got me thinking. What if my father had been in the same position as you are now? If a prosecutor was being coerced into obtaining a guilty verdict? I know, if my life were on the line, my father would definitely come to steal me back. Steal you back? Miss Courtney, why don't you let us take care of it? What? I'm gonna go steal John back for you. As the second Yatagarasu, I, K. Faraday, will give you my word. So the great thief Yatagarasu plans to steal the truth, huh? What say you? What say you, Judge Courtney? Will you place your trust in our young great thief? Prosecutor Edgeworth. And if it's alright with you, I wish to help as well. Thank you very much. I know that it's really not my place to ask this of you. But please, do whatever you can. Please save John. You got it. Just leave everything to us. Allow me to leave my cell phone with you. You may get a call from the kidnapper at some point. You have my word. I will ensure the safe return of your phone along with your son. Especially the phone, though. We all know that it's more important than some stupid child. And I will do everything in my power to prolong the trial. But even then, at most, the trial can only last for about 2 more hours. 2 hours, huh? So until 2 p.m. That's our time frame. I must return to court, Miss Faraday, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I shall leave the rest to you. Curtsy and goodbye. Kay, I thought you were taking a break from being the Great Thief. As of right now, the Great Thief Yatagarasu is back in business. Alright, time to put on the gloves and hit the pavement. It's my first request after all. Is that so? In that case, we'd better begin our investigation post-haste. If we hope to track down John. I guess we'll check out his home, but that seems unlikely. We should probably begin our investigation from the front of the Grand Tower. Hey, hold it, Miss Edgeworth. You're not the one in charge anymore. From here out, this is the job for the Great Thief, which means I'm the leader now. If that's the case, then what am I supposed to do? Mr. Edgeworth, you get to be the first ever Great Thief's assistant. So I'm a thief's assistant now. Sounds great. Alright, let's get going. The Great Thief Yatagarasu takes flight once again! Yay! And I'll drink some water. I was trying to get a burp out, but it didn't happen. Here we are, the scene of the crime. Let's get to work. Now, say it with me, Miss Edgeworth. Say what? Even in the depths of night. Oh, come on, say the rest with me. And just why should I do that? Because the great thief Yatagarasu has arrived on the scene. If we don't say the introduction, it just doesn't feel right. I have no intention of becoming a thief. Ah, fine then, I'll do it by myself. Even in the depths of night, when no other bird dares take flight. One alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Yes, Kay, I know you are. I, on the other hand, am starting the investigation. Tch, you're no fun. We don't have time for fun. We only have about until 2 o'clock. We need to begin making inquiries immediately. Good thing we have a photo, so we can go right ahead and start asking around. Yay. Shut my blinds real quick. Okay. Well, isn't that somebody we know? Yeah. Long time no see, Mr. Edgeworth. You're Will Powers. He is an action star I met in the previous case. He also played the role of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Tokyo. It's been a long time. Pleased to meet you. I'm Kay Faraday, a great thief. Some stuff has happened, so now Miss Edgeworth is my assistant. Nice to meet you, but a thief, and Mr. Edgeworth is your assistant? Please pay it no heed. More importantly, I'd like to ask you some questions about the case. Oh, okay. I don't know if I'll be much help, though. He's an actor who has been working with John. It may be a bit sudden, but let's hear what he has to say. I guess he might have been the one in the Moozilla costume. It seems they're putting a lot of work into this movie. That's because this is our first attempt at making a sequel to an old classic. Global Studios is pouring their heart and soul into this one. I wish they'd put that much effort into making a new Steel Samurai series. What role are you playing this time, Mr. Powers? I'm playing the mighty Moozilla. Wow, you're the main character. Well, much obliged. I'm wearing a full body costume again, so my face won't be seen this time either. I see, that costume sure is cool though. I want to try wearing it too. I know, how about next time you let me get in that costume? Maybe just the horn part? That's not really possible. You can't get inside the horns. Well, maybe that makes sense. I'm not in the Screen Actors Guild after all. I don't think that's what he means. But it's nice that she knows what that is. I had heard that you were handling the investigation for this case, but... well, I'm not the prosecutor in charge, though. But if you're the assistant, then does that mean that Kay's in charge? No, this is just a simple You've got a good eye on you. You're completely right. She jumped at the chance. Since I am in charge, I'd like you to answer a few questions post-haste, and please be frank. Did anything happen to catch your eye? Ergo, didn't you notice anything? Who is she trying to imitate? Whom? Be frank, huh? Well, but I'm Will, though. Well, I feel sorry for the victim, but I can't help but worry about what will happen with the filming from now on. No, that's only natural. Still, I would think that filming would be difficult now. I knew it. This is bad. We can only use this location for a little while longer, too. Is the filming almost complete, then? No, but construction will begin here soon, so we won't be able to film anymore. We're only using this vacant lot until construction begins. So the rest of the movie will be filmed at Global Studios. Things aren't looking good. There's even some people spreading bad rumors. Bad rumors? Lately, a journalist has been coming by repeatedly saying, "This film lot's hiding that real monster, I reckon. There ain't no use hiding it," and stuff like that. I have a feeling I know who you're talking about. Yes, it was that photographer from before. You're not actually hiding a real monster, are you? Of course not. If there really was one, I'd be out of a job. Good point. I would like to ask you some questions about John. About John? Ah, I heard about it from the girl on staff. How he suddenly vanished from right in front of you guys. That's just like him. Does he do that a lot? I'd say so. During filming breaks, if you even took your eyes off him for a moment, he'd be gone. Do you have any idea as to where he might have gone? I don't know, but I ran into him as he was leaving the film lot. What? Really? Where did John go? I saw him get into the trailer, but when I was checking the equipment, he was gone again. The trailer, huh. There might still be some traces of him left behind. Mr. Powers, could you show us the trailer? Sure thing. It's a bit of a mess right now, though. Let's take him up on his offer and examine the inside of the trailer. Okay. But also, how do you feel about the stall, huh? That's the original Moozilla. It was pretty popular over a decade ago. This is the type that can record your voice, right? Yes, we were saved not too long ago thanks to its recording function. But this doll only has one horn on it. What do you mean? There should be a total of 2 horns attached, one on each side. I mean, that is no surprise to anyone. But if it's from over 10 years ago, I guess it's not surprising that it's missing a horn. Is that so? I thought the doll had a nice design, even with a missing horn. But you're always so nitpicky when it comes to the design of Steel Samurai. She doesn't understand at all. That hero is special. What did she say again? Right. Maybe he has something to say about the broken horn. So Moozilla's head is broken and giant footprints were left at the set. Actually, quite a lot of money was spent on production costs. You could say that the fate of the global studios rests entirely on the film's success. I'm sorry for talking about such things when someone has just died. No, there's no need to worry. Man, talking in his voice makes me yawn. In Will Powers' voice, I mean. It is an undeniable fact that the film lot has been severely damaged. Global Studios also makes the Steel Samurai, right? Miss Edgeworth, this is bad. If we don't resolve this case quickly, the Steel Samurai might also be gone for good. Ugh, I never thought I'd be under so much pressure. Yeah, it seems pretty important, huh? So, do we talk to you again to get to the trailer, or I guess you moved out of the way? About John's seat. Oh, it's over there, where the backpack is sitting. Something is sticking out of the bag. This is a tape. Huh? It's a tape for filming. Why does John have? Did he film something? This might be a clue. Is there any way to check its contents? We have a monitor to look over the footage that was filmed. We can use that. Cool. Now then, let's see what's on the tape. What if it's porn? It looks like when John was practicing. The monster's footprints can be seen as well, so this must have been recorded last night. He does say that sometimes. When he's not happy with his performance, he'll sneak onto the set to practice by himself. Wow, he really is hardworking. He sure is. Although he's young, he's a real pro. He never rests until he's satisfied. Then again, I can't say that I approve of him using the equipment without asking. John is able to operate the equipment all by himself. More or less, if it's just the basic filming. Huh? What's wrong? Why isn't John on the screen anymore? I think he ran off somewhere just a few seconds before this. Did he go somewhere while the camera was still recording? The tape ends here. It looks like this was all that was recorded. No one else was on camera except for John. Well. It appears to be a map of the area around the Grand Tower. Let's take a look. So, there's Rising Sun Park. I never really cared much for that sort of thing. I heard that ultraviolet rays from the sun can cause burn marks on your skin. Kay, what in the world are you talking about? Come on, I'm talking about the Rising Sun Park, of course. I'd like to bask in that sentiment while I watch the sunrise in the park. Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum. It's a place where all sorts of special events are held. I've always wanted to go to the World Thief Expo, but it was cancelled this year. I heard that it was a huge event, where all the greatest thieves from around the world gather. But last year, everyone who went got arrested. Turns out it was just a trap set up by the police to get these thieves. Wow. And even knowing that, you still want to go. I mean, you could see it as a challenge. Lots of sunshine here, huh? It seems the harbor and the waste center are quite close to each other. Maybe that's where they dispose of all the garbage that comes floating in from the ocean. Perhaps they do, but I'm sure they also deal with other types of waste as well. Other types of waste? You don't mean shells and fish bones, do you? You can't just throw away the fish and shells you catch from the sea like garbage. You ought to recycle them, make them into jewelry and stuff. Okay, let's talk about this matter some other time. Can't even look at that. Or that. Or that. Another waste thing. Dusk Waste Management. Do they help you manage your wasteful spending? No, this is where the garbage trucks bring all the uncombustible waste they've collected. By the way, Kay, why are you so fidgety? It's nothing. More importantly, there's another waste center on the top right of corner of the map. Since they're separate facilities, they probably handle different kinds of waste. Although, there does seem to be a lot of waste management facilities around here. Oh, I think I know why. I bet they're always collecting garbage from dusk till dawn. Why are you so fidgety because you were waiting for a chance to say that? Funny, because, this one's called dawn and this one's called dusk. This is the Grand Tower. It's where we are right now. It's a nice building, but I can't say I am a fan. I can't blame her. It wouldn't be strange if she never wanted to set foot in the tower again. But Mr. Edgeworth, once we discover the truth and completely solve this case, can we come here again, just to sightsee, and we can bring Gummy along with us too? Never letting the past hold you back, and always looking forward. That's just like you. Unfortunately, Kay, we aren't quite finished here yet. There's still much left to solve. It's too early to be making plans for the future. I guess so. Well then, let's hurry up and solve it. I didn't find anything of value here. And I don't have any pieces of logic here. So I guess maybe I'll come back here when I have something that contradicts this and deduce. Yo dog. You've been standing out every time I saw you, so finally I get the chance to talk to you. Hey buddy, what's wrong? Your face looks so serious. Have you picked up any passengers here today? Oh, I sure did, but it was only the one group. What did they look like? There was a pair of men. They were both wearing black. Did you happen to see a small boy with them? Here's a picture of him. Nope, it was just the two guys. Understand. I understand. Thank you for your cooperation. I was hoping you would have some information for us, but I guess not. Uh-huh. Finally something. Thank you for your hard work, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I'm not a prosecutor at the moment, but I'll keep quiet about that for now. Thank you. What are you doing here? Sir, I'm on guard duty. Then could you tell me about the cars that have passed through here today? The only ones that came through here were that taxi and that blue truck. So 2 different vehicles came through this place. This is valuable information. Uh-huh. Hey, John! Guess he's not there. Not here. This basket looked pretty suspicious to me, but it certainly does. Huh? What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck? The truck has started to move. That's why. The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for some time. You can figure all that out just by touching it? Considering the length of time it's been parked here, the driver must not be nearby. I suppose we won't be able to ask them any questions until they return. More of these statues, but we can't look at them. I mean, I guess we could logic these 2 pieces that we just found together, right? These here. Only a taxi and a blue truck came through. And apparently the boy was never in the taxi, so maybe, you know, that tells us something. Maybe. Okay. I don't think we can connect any of these then. But I also don't know what else to look at. This trailer is used to shuttle actors in to and from the film lot. It shuttles the actors? Does that mean galactic trailer ready for launch? 3, 2, 1, ignition! Blast off at the speed of light! Shower thrusters on full! Rocket bathroom engage! I would prefer a calm, relaxing bath myself. Oh. Pieces of film equipment have been placed here. Are you filming today? No, we had to stop filming today. Since a box has disappeared. A box? What is he talking about? Yeah, there was some equipment in that box. I take my eyes off it for a few seconds and look what happens. So there's a thief among us. Exactly what was stolen? Nothing much actually, just the box is missing. Why would someone steal a box? Personally, I would have taken the stuff inside. They probably wanted the box more than whatever was inside it. Did they plan to put something inside the box? Yeah, what could they possibly have wanted? Oh. It's already 12:30. I wonder how Miss Courtney and the others are holding up. How long will they be able to prolong the trial? We gotta hurry up and find John. Indeed. Oh, heck no, that ain't how it's done. It's those two. Finally, we see them united. You ain't gonna catch a scoop like that. Sorry, Chief. I don't remember her voice. What am I always telling you? We're beasts, scoop-eating animals. It's scoop or starve. No story, no glory. You gotta get fired up. Yes, sir, as expected of my mentor. They're here. It's those noisy reporters. Hey, they came here too. Come on, Miss Edgeworth. Let's go talk to them. Good grief, if we must. We must. I thought maybe we could just connect the box and the two men. And then it's like, oh, maybe the two men had the box with them, and then we can ask the taxi guy about that, and then he'll be like, oh yeah, they did have a box, and then we'll be like, the child might have been in the box, and then we'll be like, where did they go? And then he's like, to your mama, and then we'll be like, oh shit, and we'll explode. But I guess for now we won't go for that. So about your apprentice. Did Miss Swift call you her mentor just now? She sure did, and Nicole's my #1 pupil. She says she fell in love with the photos from my scoops. Even if our scoops are different, our passion for scoops is the same, let me tell ya. Ever since then, she's been all cute-like, calling me stuff like Master and Chief. So she fell in love with Miss Hart's photos. I guess you could say, like teacher, like student. She's still got a ways to go in gathering information, but her passion's a match for mine. Seems like she was trying to catch the scoop about Moozilla's appearance. She's been circling around these parts for all day long. Circling around this area. Maybe she witnessed the kidnapping. Miss Edgeworth, looks like we'll need to hear what she has to say. Indeed. We need more information about John. Let's show Miss Swift that piece of evidence and ask her about him. Well, but first... Now that the black market auctions are over, what are you aiming for next? Isn't it obvious? The mighty Moozilla. I am going after Moozilla. Who'd have thunk that while I was staking out the black market auction and at the Grand Tower, the mighty Moozilla's footprints would show up right next to the tower? Is there really a place that would publish a story like that? Don't treat me like a fool. I've got 1 or 2 valued clients lined up. Actually, there's a newspaper company here at the Grand Tower. Me and Nicole go there all the time. Well, we always get turned away at the door, but still. I wouldn't exactly call that a valued client. Okay. I mean, I don't think it would hurt to ask her about this either, right? Let me just say that if you're trying to grab my interest, you gotta bring me something that actually smells like a scoop. I guess this didn't catch her interest. Okay, nice and short. That's how we like it. Alright, lady. Remember me? If it ain't Miss Edgeworth, so we meet again. Miss Swift, why are you here? Why here? With an eye patch. You were set up as the suspect for the murder. Still, your involvement with the fake assassination plan remains a fact. You will have to submit your police questioning later. You should know that there's still a possibility you may be charged with some crime. For some reason, my questioning was stopped all of a sudden. After a while, they just let me out and told me I could go home scot-free. It must be some kind of message saying I need to keep on doing my best out there, I reckon. Well, they did give me a pretty stern warning not to reveal anything about the case. In the official statement released to the public about the assassination attempt, Miss Swift was not involved. That must have been the reason why they let her go. But Mr. Edgeworth, attempting to silence Nicole like this, it's like trying to plug a leaky dam with your bare hands. She was quick to say something so harsh. I quickly put together the full details of everything I knew about the case, sprinkled in some of my own dramatizations, and brought the article to a publisher. But for some reason, I haven't gotten any replies yet. Were they pressured to keep quiet, or were her dramatizations simply too much? Both are probable, so I'm not sure which is true. Yep. Well, before we present that photo, what information were you trying to collect here at the Grand Tower? Mr. Edgeworth, you still don't get it, do you? if you want to ask a reporter a question, you gotta give her something first. You mean information that can be used in an article? Bingo! Give me info that'll make you for a good article. If you ain't got something like that, I guess we won't be talking. I also need some information about John. Let's show her that piece of evidence and try asking her about him. Uh-huh. Miss Swift, I'm sorry, but about this photo. You ain't gotta say it. I know exactly what's going on. What do you mean? You're searching for him, aren't you, ain't you? That boy. What? Things are still pretty tough for you, I see. Miles Edgeworth, the man of crime. Wherever he goes, dead bodies are sure to follow. Or something like that. That's a terrible reputation to have. Who would have thought? This time there'd be a kidnapping incident. What? How do you know about that? Shishi. Could you keep it down a little? This material is top secret. I ain't even told my mentor about it yet. Y'all gotta keep it a secret for me. If she finds out, I'll be a goner. Why do you know? Judge Courtney should have only told us. I ain't telling that to anyone. Not even you, Mr. Prosecutor. It seems this reporter still hasn't learned her lesson. You can't give me the stink eye all you want. I still ain't telling. So do we have to present something else to her first, or what? Do you know something about it? Truth is, I done saw it myself. A boy being taken away by a couple of men in black. What? Where'd they go? That I don't know. They were too far away, so I lost sight of them. Darn it. But at least we know now. We know that what the criminals look like. Do we? Yes, a pair of men in black. They could easily have changed outfits. But okay. Have you seen the blue truck? At that moment, the prosecutor presented his evidence, a faintly shining... what did you just show me? Never mind. Looks like she doesn't know anything about it. Okay. Maybe we can now combine the fact that the blue man in black did indeed take him with themselves, but also they apparently didn't. How can that be? Shoo. We've now collected some testimony regarding the culprits. Miss Swift says she saw two men slip away with John. Furthermore, the taxi driver says he picked up two men in his taxi. They must be the same guys. It seems likely, however, there's still one problem. According to the taxi driver, the two men were alone. John wasn't with them. Yeah, you're right. That is a problem. John wasn't with them. Do we combine it with this? Maybe? Or do we have to combine it with the cars first so we can be like, no, that definitely had to have gone with a taxi. But it already says they got in the taxi, so let's try this. Alright. What if the kidnappers stole the box? Ah, you mean they... Exactly. They took it in order to carry John inside it. John's a tiny kid, after all. Then the reason the taxi driver didn't see John was because it's likely he was put in the trunk as the kidnappers' luggage. But why did they need to go through all the trouble of hiding him? Because otherwise it would have been fucking suspicious. At first, the kidnappers must have intended to abduct him without being seen. However, they didn't anticipate all the policemen in the plaza. Ah, I see. If they tried to just walk away with him, they would have been spotted. Just the mere presence of policemen would have been a sizable threat. I get it. In that case, we've got to ask the taxi driver. Did the two men you told us about earlier have any luggage with them? Yeah, they stuffed a huge box into the trunk. Then that's it. Those guys must be the kidnappers. Do you remember where you took those men? Sounds to me like something serious has gone down here. If you'd like, I could take you to the same place I took them. Let's do it, Miss Edgeworth. Yes, thank you for your help. No problemo, just leave it to me. Fantastic. Kind of reminds me of that guy from Kaguya-sama. That taxi driver. Anyway. That taxi driver drove way too fast. I don't feel too good. Mr. Edgeworth, are you alright? Your face is really pale. I'm fine. The driver said they came to this house's garage. This must be where those two men brought the box. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, look at the nameplate on the door. Nameplate? What? Blaze the Best. So this is the chairman's house? Does that mean the one who kidnapped John was Blaze the Best? Blaze should have already been arrested, though. Ah, the garage door is unlocked. You really do have a good eye for this sort of thing. It smells like motor oil. Maintaining that motorcycle must be Blaze's hobby. Excuse me, we're coming in. Anybody home? Doing something like this is as if we're a couple of petty thieves. Shh, be quiet. Right now we're great thieves. Have some self-awareness. She scolded me. Nobody's here. For now it looks like we can get through this without being arrested. This isn't the time to be relieved. Now the real deal begins. Let's go look for treasure. We are looking for John, not treasure. I mean, this is like the obvious thing to investigate, but look at this fucking bike, though. Wow, this bike is so cool. Look at that, it has a skull for a headlight. It seems the eyes light up when you turn on the headlights. Oh, well, I'm sure its eyes don't glare up as well as yours, Miss Edgeworth. My eyes don't actually emit light when I glare, do they, though? Or do they? Lots of stuff on the walls, but wait. Okay, we can look at the hammer. Oh, and the shovel, okay. It's just a narrow click box, or whatever you want to call it. There are large tools hanging on the wall, such as a sledgehammer and a shovel. It's a lot bigger than the gavel Miss Courtney carries around. If I ever become a judge, I'd want my gavel to be this big. Swinging such a huge gavel in court would be intolerable. Please don't. Aw, then I'll just swing the shovel that's beneath it instead. That has no business being swung in court or elsewhere. Please don't. Boring, Edgeworth. Okay, get some gloves. Ah, I found something good. These are mechanics gloves. Death. One of those gloves spells out. You wear them during vehicle maintenance or when you're working with machinery. They look really stained with motor oil. However, they are also horribly stained with dirt. But the gloves have gotten this dirty just from maintaining a bike. I don't really like Blaze, but these gloves are pretty cool. Do you think we could come up with some reason to take these with us? When you say it like that, it makes it hard for me to take them as evidence. By the way, doing it anyway. Alright, box. Let's do it. This large box, this must be it. This is probably the box that Mr. Powers said he had been stolen. So John was stashed in this box and then transported all the way here. Please don't talk about people as if they are objects. However, if that's the case, there's also a possibility that John is still somewhere in this garage. Okay, let's go look for him. Our honor as the great thief and our assistant depend on it. Good grief. Huh? There's someone inside. Yes. Oh. Is it John? John, we're coming to save you. Eh? This is... It's the other guy, yep. You're Sebastian? What? Why? This is Blaze's house, right? That would mean... Yes, it should also be Sebastian's house. So then why is he... Okay, go help him out. Can't even do that yourself, can you? If it has to do with ropes, just leave it to Kay. I guess there's a reason. Here I go, a little pull over here and a quick tug over there. Are you alright, Sebastian? He looks a little worse for wear. Why were you tied up in a place like this? That's quite something to ask somebody who was just tied up in a place like that. How should I know? You guys don't know anything about me. It's because we don't know. That's why we're asking you. He's completely shut off his heart. Indeed. If it's come to this, I suppose I have no choice but to use that. Again. Ah, you mean... I hate to do this when he's in such a fragile state. It's like kicking a man who's down. Will it be alright? His mind might break if you corner him too much, you know. Yes, I'm aware of that. I will try to be careful. Good grief. I wonder how this will turn out. I've never held back against anyone before. Okay. After running out of the meeting room this morning, why would he be here of all places? You guys, you don't know how I feel. Whoa, 5 pieces? He's gone through a lot of shock. He must be on the verge of an emotional meltdown. It can't be helped. At times like this, I must quietly listen to what he has to say. No one tells me anything. I'm always the only one being left out like an idiot. I should try to answer his questions as best as I can. Considering how fragile he is, I won't have much time to spare. Oh no, no. I'll need to ask about his true feelings and try to calm him down post-haste. But also I'll have to hydrate. Alright. Let's fucking do it! Whoa. That's second option, holy shit. Could you please tell me what's on your mind? I don't wanna. It's not like you'd listen to me anyways. I'll just wait and see. So you can see that I am listening. What's wrong? Normally you'd be shouting objection right about now. You serious? You're really gonna listen to what I have to say? I can understand the shock you went through after what happened with your father. It wasn't just Pops. This morning, I lost everything. Everything I have was given to me by Pops. Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, just what am I supposed to believe in? Believe in yourself. If you can't believe in others, then at least believe in yourself. You will need to gain experience on your own, but if you require wisdom, I can lend you a hand. Ever since I got locked up, I've been thinking, am I too inculpable to be a prosecutor, huh? Incapable? Which one was it? I believe it's incapable. That being like the finishing touch to that one is a little funny. I believe incapable is the word you're looking for. Judging your ability judging your own ability is not an easy task. Sebastian, little by little, you are growing. Boom. Sebastian, would you tell me your side of the story? I understand. What should I talk about? He seems to have calmed down slightly. I'd like you to tell me everything you know about the kidnappers. Now then, tell me what you heard and saw. Why were you kidnapped? I don't know. Why were you tied up in your own home, of all places? That's what I'd like to know. I'm the victim here. How would I know? Yeah, that's, a solid question. I was really scared being locked up alone, Did your abductors happen to say anything to you? I don't really get it, but one of them said, "Don't blame us, blame the owner of this house." Isn't the owner Blaze the Best? The owner of this house? Wouldn't that be Blaze the Best? Ouch. Huh? Pops? Ah, I get it. Someone who hates Pops must have taken me hostage. No, considering the situation, that seems unlikely. The connection between Blaze and the kidnappers. This could be a useful clue. Who kidnapped you? I don't know. Do you have any idea who the kidnappers could be? Of course I don't. If I did, I would have told you already. Let me try using that clue. Blaze! A kidnapper can easily use his own home to hold someone captive. Sebastian, you were kidnapped by your own father. What? It can't be. Was he going to kill me because I was a nuisance? Of course not. Would there be any reason for him to take your life? If his son was found dead in his own garage, Blaze would be suspected immediately. I see. Then why was I kidnapped? Kidnapping his own son. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be after any ransom money. There must be some other reason why Blaze ordered the kidnapping. Objective? Do you know what the kidnapper's objective was? What are you saying? What else would a kidnapper want besides a ransom? Let me try and remember. Kidnapping his own son in order to demand a ransom wouldn't make much sense. Boom. Yeah, you're right. Did you notice anything strange when you got kidnapped? Oh, as soon as I answered their question, they just took me away. What question? They asked you a question. Tell me what they asked you. Ah, don't glare at me like that. I think they asked me, do you know Courtney? I see. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall into place. Blaze and the kidnappers did not intend to kidnap you. Their objective was John Marsh. They were planning to kidnap Judge Courtney's son, in order to have Patricia Rowland declared not guilty. Justine has a son? And Warden Rowland gets declared not guilty? I suspect the kidnappers mistook you for John Marsh. They don't really look much alike, but okay. All of this was just a mistake? Wait, maybe that's why back then... Did you just remember something? No, it's nothing. I'm useless anyways, just leave me alone already. This is bad. He might be at his emotional limit. I must get him to tell me what he remembered and try to calm him down as well. Oh boy. Based on how distressed Sebastian looks right now, it must have been quite traumatic. I'll need to help him get back on his feet. What did you remember just now? I didn't remember anything about that guy. About Blaze? About Pops? Would that guy happen to be Blaze? Darn it! He's so dumb. Oh, so this is the difference between me and someone who earned his prosecutor title. I've been wanting to ask you, why did you become a prosecutor? What does it matter? I'm not fit to be a prosecutor anyways. Say something. You must have some reason for choosing this path, right? No, it's not like that. It wasn't anything special. I became a prosecutor for a really insignificant reason. Because you wanted to follow your father's footsteps. It was just a personal reason. Just like you, I too became a prosecutor for a personal reason. Huh? Is that true? But you're a really successful prosecutor. I'm sure that Pops, the PIC chairman, would have been more proud of you than me. You wanted your father's approval? I see, so you wanted your father's approval. Oh, I thought that if I became the best prosecutor, he'd be proud of me. That's why I just wanted to help out Pops as much as I could. Would you happen to be protecting your father? What? I don't have any reason to protect someone like him. Didn't you want to help your father? As much as you could. Just once. I only wanted to be useful to Pops just this once. That way, I could help him regain his reputation. You mean reputation? Why is that the finisher? Come on, man. You seem to be mixing up your words again. The word you're looking for is reputation. Wow. Huh? No one's ever told me that before. Your father, who has strayed from his path, continues to add to his crimes. Even knowing that, do you truly want want things to stay the way they are? But in that case, just what am I supposed to do? You should triumph over your father, who has treated you like a fool. You must stop Blaze before he commits another crime. I never thought of it that way. I want to triumph over Pops. Somehow, it seems he has calmed down once again. Now's my chance to ask him about Blaze's secret. Jeez, man, I didn't make any mistakes and it still took like almost half of the time of the thing. That's scary. I will give Sebastian the courage to stand up to his father. What's their connection, I guess? Was there some connection between your father and Patricia Rowland? I'm sorry, I don't really know. Every tiny bit helps. Can you remember anything at all? I think sometimes they would interact with each other during work, but... Was there something else? But, is there something else on your mind? Apparently Pops is the one who recommended Rowland to be the warden. Oh? Was there a reason for Blaze to recommend her? Probably because, unlike me, Pops actually cares about her. Why would you think that? Well, Pops has known her since he first became the chief prosecutor, after all. What was he like when he was the chief prosecutor? Oh, Pops was amazing. He'd look over every single piece of evidence that went through the prosecutor's office. He looked over every single piece of evidence. This could be a major clue. Where's the evidence for a trial? It seems that the evidence regarding Patricia Rowland never made it to trial. It's the duty of a prosecutor to watch over the evidence. Did you take care of it properly? That's not it. Just listen to what I have to say. Okay, I will. I thought I would keep it in the safest place I knew. What have I done? He seems to have become unsettled again. I suppose I should lend him a hand. The place you thought would be the safest. Would that have been in Blaze the Best's hands? Yeah, well, he told me that it would be safer if he took care of the evidence. I'm sorry, but he has betrayed your trust in the worst way possible.
Pops, why would you want to hide the evidence?
To leave the trial undecided, I guess. Blaze's objective was to have Warden Roland found not guilty by obscuring the truth. Sebastian, you were used by your father.
Boom. Wah!
It's possible that Blaze the Best has the evidence with him. Furthermore, we still have no idea where John is. I must return to my investigation post-haste, however.
This is all my fault. What am I gonna do now?
Seeing him like this, I just can't leave him be. He is suffering in the gap between his ideal and reality. He will have to move on until he figures out how to live his own life. Sebastian is about to face his greatest trial. Perhaps this is fate. I shall give him the push forward that he needs. Will you continue as a prosecutor, I guess? Do you still intend to continue as a prosecutor?
I don't really know. It's not like I became a prosecutor on my own. Because of that, do I even have the right to continue being a prosecutor?
Decide that for yourself. Whether or not you continue as a prosecutor is something that you must decide for yourself.
What?
Only you can determine your path in life.
I don't want to stop being a prosecutor. Because if I give up now, I know I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life.
So he wants to continue to live as a prosecutor. Uh-huh.
What are you gonna do now?
What do you plan to do from now on?
First, I'm returning this red jacket. I'm not fit to wear it. Clothes fake the man. I think that's what Pops used to say. He knew all along I was fake.
It's make the man. It's not fake. The saying is clothes make the man. You are what you wear.
Thank you, Miss Edgeworth. I've learned something new, yet again.
Yes, all you have to do now is become a prosecutor who is fit to wear that jacket.
Yeah, I'll do my best. That way no one will ever make fun of me again.
I guess we're just gonna listen to him talk.
But how can I get people to accept me? What do? I don't know what to do.
I don't have enough clues, okay? Well, shit. Yeah. Will you walk, blah blah blah? Will you continue to ignore the truth, just like your father?
Please, stop it already. I don't want you, I don't want your putty. Just leave me alone.
Pity? I believe pity is the word you're looking for. I can't believe this entire fucking chess game is about correcting him.
Oh, really?
I also have my own reasons for wanting to speak with you. There was a time when I too did not seek the truth and continued to run away from it. However, thanks to a certain friend, I was able to realize my mistake.
That's nice. You're lucky, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't have anyone like that.
I will show you the way. If you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way.
What?
Only if you have the will for it, though.
I don't want to be like Pops.
So, he wants to suppress his own father? Surpass, not suppress. I understand his feelings clearly. Sebastian says he wants to surpass his father and continue to be a prosecutor. In other words, he wants to be a different prosecutor from his father. It's the first answer he's arrived at on his own. I'm sure if he has the will, he'll find his way.
What are you gonna do now? Let's make the man.
Blah 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 blah. For goodness sake, don't you remember your own words? Perhaps his own will can show him the way. As a prosecutor, didn't you want to walk a different path from your father? Certainly, the path you have chosen is not an easy one. Nevertheless, you still chose to live as a prosecutor. In that case, it should be clear to you what you need to do. Boom! Get crushed. I still question how I live my life to this day. But you, Sebastian, have found your own answer. So believe in yourself, Prosecutor de Best. He was mistaken for John and kidnapped by Blaze's underlings. And after his father stole his evidence, he lost his confidence as a prosecutor. The emotions he is going through must be more painful than anything I could imagine. Yeah, it's kind of been a rough time for him. It's taken longer than I thought, but with that, it's checkmate. I mean, we were going easy, also, right? Not to hurt his feelings. Darn it! Poor boy. He dashed out of here at full speed. It seems if there's one thing he's the best at, it's running away. I think he's running somewhere specific, though, with a purpose, right? And we're back here. Curses, we're running out of time. We should check in with Mr. Shields. I'd also like to know what the situation is like on their end. But Mr. De Best ran off again. We'll just give them the new information we discovered. Francisco will take his place. I wonder if that's going to be enough. It can't be helped. Since he ran away, there's nothing more we can do. Yo, Holmes. That good music. I guess I'll just say it again. If there's no murder weapon, you can't prove the defendant is guilty. Just because we don't have the murder weapon doesn't mean the defendant is innocent. It seems you wish to taste the sting of my whip. Yeah! Mr. Attorney, this trial, how much longer will it take? Because it feels like it hasn't gone anywhere at all for a good while now. Well, sorry, but that stubborn prosecutor over there just doesn't seem to understand. Until I am satisfied. This whip will lash out at you as many times as I see fit. By now she's probably with me once for every year I've been alive. Miles, what's taking you so long? Even though we're just stalling for time, Uncle Ray can't keep this up much longer. Sorry about that. Whoops, excuse me, phone call, mind if I take this? Well, that's extremely unprofessional. I will allow it. Mr. Shields? Oh, Miles, it's you. How is it going over there? We found Sebastian. Oh, and the knife and chisel? It seems he handed the evidence over to Blaze the Best. It's very likely that Blaze knows the whereabouts of the murder weapon. Ex-chairman the Best, but why would Blaze? That I don't know yet. However, there may be some hidden connection between Patricia Rowland and Blaze. Gotcha. In that case, I'll issue a subpoena. Subpoena? I guess I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I know what it means, but... for Blaze the Best right away. I'll grill him personally. I will continue to search for the missing evidence, and for John as well. Try to hurry it up, would ya? We're at our wits' end over here. It feels like the verdict could be handed down at any moment. Understood. How much longer can Judge Courtney's heart hold out? I know she's in a lot of pain. I've got to hurry. So, how's the trial going? Blaze will be taking the stand. I don't know how things will turn out, though. He'll do anything from hiding evidence to kidnapping. He really is nothing but trouble. I agree. We should probably take another look at the evidence concerning him. Okay, leave it to me. First, here's the latest evidence, fresh from the scene. They're the gloves from earlier, although I'm certainly curious about them. Anything else? The case files from the I-7 incident. If I recall, Blaze was also involved in this, right? Indeed, he was involved in destroying the evidence. Now let's keep this on the hand. Now then, is there anything else? Of course, last but not least, we've got this. This is the Yatagala's badge, Kay. I'm talking about things related to Blaze. Please be serious. But aren't you always going to be going around presenting random evidence too, Mr. Edgeworth? No, well, that's... I would never. Isn't that Sebastian? What are you doing here? Wah! He ignored us. He came out of the Grand Tower. What was he doing in there? Let's go investigate what Mr. DeBest was up to. Yes, let us go. Well. The hatch is open. It might be Mr. DeBest who opened it. Well, Mr. DeBest Jr., maybe. Did Sebastian come in here? Miss Edgeworth, over there. The safe's open. Did he come here to open that? Let's examine it thoroughly. I don't know. How about we just take this money? It's the money that was used in the black market auction. I hope Kay isn't tempted by it. Stealing money seems to be the popular trend to thieves for thieves these days. Is it really an issue of trendiness? However, don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth. The great thief Yatagarasu won't be swept away by the current trends. Current trends? I should probably just leave it at that. Alright, fuck it. Oh hey. There's something inside the safe. Let's go ahead and have a look. There are some documents in there. It's just a bunch of papers and... There's a photo here too. This is a picture of... That's Mr. Knightley. And it's also probably his chess set. Why is this picture here? And what are all of these papers for? I don't know. We will have to read the documents to find out. I'm all but certain there's a connection between Knightley and Dogen. Dogen's chess partner, whose identity remained unknown until now, was actually Knightley all along. That is proof enough. Tomorrow I shall interrogate him in the warden's office. I'll get him to confess that he's one of Dogen's henchmen. That thing he laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. You simply must retrieve it. This seems to be a report about Knightley. Not to mention it was apparently written before Knightley was killed. Horace Knightley was murdered while he was being interrogated in the warden's office. Judging from the contents, this document was probably written by Patricia Rowland. I knew it! The question, however, is who this report was addressed to. The owner of the safe is... the conductor, Blaze DeBest. So this proves that Mr. Rowland and Miss Rowland and Blaze are connected. Indeed. However, it's not just the two of them. Blaze DeBest and Patricia Rowland were searching for Dogen's henchmen. Sir Dogen, that dog-loving assassin. This means that there is a hidden connection between the three of them. I wonder what it could be. I don't know, but it must be related to this case. There's some other stuff in here that I remember seeing. Right. That ring. I couldn't have told that ring in that image there. Was wondering what that was, but it is that ring. It's Horace Knightley's... the chessboard and the ring. All of his possessions are inside the safe. So basically all of this stuff is evidence from the prison case. Correct. Then the knife and chisel that vanished might be in here too. Let's see. Mr. Knife, Mr. Chisel. They're not in here. I guess this is all just Mr. Knightley stuff. Maybe Sebastian took the knife and chisel with him. I see. That's too bad. Horace Knightley is dead. He sure is. Looks like the game was over after all. Or is it? However, the game is not over yet. I guess not. Unless I can see it through to its end. What does the game want from me? I just can't tell. Young lady, good sir, might I interest you in some cotton candy? Oh hey. It's everybody's favorite. There's also ice cream, if that is what you'd prefer. You. Shelley the Killer. It's good to see you are well, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you doing in a place like this? As you can see, I am selling cotton candy. Would you care for some heavenly cotton candy? Even sweeter than death. One bite will send you straight to heaven. That's definitely not something I'd want to buy from the killer. The meaning of my message, have you understood it? Which message? Right. That one. Have you been spying on us this whole time? Spying? Heavens no, I was simply watching over you. While disguised as a cotton candy salesman. Isn't that exactly the same thing? What is this man's objective? Were you the one who murdered the president? No, the contract with my client has already expired. President Huang is a bit of a celebrity in the world of assassins, you see. Over the years, many attempts on his life were made, and yet he stubbornly lives on. He's a robust man, surrounded by flawless security. He even employs body doubles. Does he now? Robust, that president. Rotund seems more apt, haha. However, it seems this time the president's security wasn't exactly flawless. Mr. Rook had only just prevented your previous assassination, but this time... I did not kill him. It is not my principle to kill needlessly. I am also grateful to Rook, a worthy adversary who was connected to me by fate. Thanks to that man, I did not kill a target who had no value to be killed. Thanks to Rook preventing the assassination? What does he mean? My client deliberately gave me a false target. It was betrayal. It was a betrayal most foul. I am now searching for my client. In all likelihood, it is the same person you are looking for. Yeah man, it's fucking John. Obviously. Just who is this person you are referring to? I myself am not allowed to say it. It would be a violation of the rules. I cannot disclose the identity of my clients, for to do so would create a problem of trust with my other clients. This is precisely why I am personally searching for them myself. What are you going to do when you find your client? Of course, they shall be rewarded with a punishment most befitting of a traitor. What? That person? What'll happen to them? I will leave that up to your imagination. It certainly won't be anything pleasant. Oh yes, I will tell you just one more thing. 3 days ago, Sir Hendogan escaped from prison. What? Isn't that interesting? 3 nights passed, Dogan's solitary cell was found vacant. It was almost as if he knew I would come to pay him a visit. He visited Dogan's cell. Could it be that the person the killer is searching for is... Well then, if you'll excuse me, I must get going. Let us both do our best in tracking down that person. Okay. So, the killer and Dogen, these two assassins. The sound is... Miss Edgeworth, Judge Courtney's cell phone is ringing. Could it be John? Mr. Edgeworth, how are you doing? It sounds like they're using a voice changer. Who is this? Someone you've been searching for. The one in the red hood. The red hood? Are you the person who ambushed Kay? Brilliant deduction. I'd expect no less from a prodigy prosecutor such as yourself. Mr. Edgeworth, I want to listen in on this too. Very well. I'll put it on speaker. Well, I must say that I didn't expect the girl to get amnesia. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? But that's not all, you see. Perhaps I should let you in on this, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I was the one who ordered Blaze the Best to kill Jill Crane. What? This must be the person the killer spoke of. I really should thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You have no reason to thank me. Oh, you haven't noticed. My that's troublesome, you know. I wanted you to catch Blaze for me. So I took dear little Kay. What? If Kay was suspected, I knew you would investigate this case. And I was sure that the great Miles Edgeworth would be able to catch Blaze. It was all according to my plan. And you know, I get the feeling that you have the wrong idea, so let me clear something up. Blaze the Best wasn't the one who kidnapped Miss Courtney's son. You? Why do you know about the kidnapping? Why indeed, huh? You and Miss Courtney are really quite alike, you know. She even came to visit you in the detention center and got all friendly with you. How could this person know something like that? Judge Courtney was supposed to have visited me using the detective's name. I bet you're wondering how I knew about the kidnapping, right? It's quite simple, really. It's because darling little John is in my care right now. What? Why is that surprising to you? Huh? You seem surprised. If only I could see the look on your faces. Quickly, little Kay. You have to hurry and steal him back. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Yatagarasu's name on your first job, would you? You even know it's my first job. Why does this person know everything in so much detail? Well, I suppose I can't blame you for your mistake. It seems Blaze was after John as well, you see. So there were 2 kidnappings. He's such a fool, you know. Kidnapping his own son instead. Is John there with you? If he is, then I would like to hear his voice. He's here, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You see, he's asleep right now. In that case, there's no way for us to know if you really kidnapped John or not. I suppose you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. What is your objective? Is it to get Patricia Rowland declared not guilty? A not guilty verdict, eh? I couldn't care less about that. So his objective is different from Blaze's. I think I'll keep my objective a secret for now. Well then, I must be going. I hope you enjoy yourselves, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't think you can get away with this? Then come and get me. I'll be looking forward to it. That is, if you can bring me to justice, but I highly doubt that. Boom. Well, that's one way to hang up. To just blow up your phone, I guess. Or whatever happened there. Who in the world was that? I don't know. We don't have enough information. Darn it, we're totally clueless. Meanwhile, they seem to know everything about us. Know everything about us. Okay, you're right. Thinking about it, it is strange. How does the culprit know so much about us? It's so weird, I mean, they even know about the kidnapping. We must figure out how the culprit was able to obtain that information. I must recall, what exactly did that person know? Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's Gumshoe, obviously. That's it, by analyzing our conversation with the culprit. I figured it out, Kay. I know the source of this person's information. What, really? In all likelihood, this person probably has been tailing us, has been taking photos of us, has planted a bug on us. Well, a bug would be the easiest solution. I think photos would necessarily help. Tailing us? I don't know. If they'd been tailing us, they would see our faces there, right? So, plant a bug, yeah. I believe it is highly likely that we have been bugged. Bugged? If you recall what that person said. If they couldn't see our faces, that means they weren't taking our picture or following us. Then they must have planted a bug somewhere. Could it be my stuff? Was there anything they could have had a chance to bug? There must be a hint somewhere in our conversation just now. That's right, that person knew something they shouldn't have. In the conversation between Judge Courtney and myself in the visitor's room. Is it the Yatagarasu pin, or I feel like we had a second piece of evidence there, but I'm not sure what it was. The only evidence I had with me at the time was... Where was the bug planted? Well, I guess it's this then.
Take that!
Kay, may I see your badge? My Yatagarasu's badge? No way. Why not? Mr. Edgeworth, just because you became a great thieves' assistant doesn't mean you're ready to wear this badge yet. That's not it. It's very likely that a bug was planted on it. What? And my badge? Let's take a closer look. Well, I guess it's maybe on that little bulbous plant piece. I've been wondering about this for some time now. Did you inherit that badge from a predecessor too? Nope, there wasn't one, so I made my own. I thought so. It is rather conspicuous. I think you're just about the only thief who'd ever want to wear something like this. Hey, stop making fun of me. Oh. Oh. Ah, this is... It seems I was right. And that's why they don't let you find everything about pieces of equipment when you just examine them too early, let's say. Because otherwise this entire thing wouldn't have happened. How did you know? The person had been in contact with you. You mean when I was knocked unconscious? Yes, that's why I thought one of your possessions must have been bugged. However, that person also overheard my conversation with Judge Courtney, even though that conversation took place in the visitor's room with just the two of us. Ah, so you were holding onto onto it at the time. Exactly. All the other evidence had been taken away from me. Only the Yatagarasu's badge remained with me. So this creep's been listening in on us the whole time. Indeed, that must be how they knew about all the information we collected. Does that mean they're also listening in on this conversation? Most likely. Hey, Buster! Kay! Eavesdropping is for cowards. Why don't you come out here and fight us fair and square? Was that the sound of her breaking it, or... No, I guess not. What was that sound just now? Oh, did she... Was she the one? Huh? That's Nicole.
Honestly, y'all scared the bejesus out of me. Your voice was so loud there, little missy. I was surprised I done fell flat on my behind.
I'm sorry. What were you getting so riled up for?
You gotta hear this. It really grinds my gears.
Yes, yes.
Okay, please just leave it at that. Unless you want to make tomorrow morning's headlines.
Ah, that was close.
Aw, shucks. Don't be such a stick in the mud. What's wrong with letting the gal open her heart and spill the beans? For now, I'll turn the bug off. Yes, it has an easily detectable on and off switch. Also, actually, now that I saw my evidence again. Can I... Nope. How about this? Alright, we'll read that. Is that the same as before? I guess so.
So, did you find the kidnappers?
Miss Swift, was the boy you saw being kidnapped this boy in the photo? Nope, they ain't nothing alike. He had a more stupid looking face and was wearing a collared school uniform.
I thought so.
Yet again, we were led astray by this woman's testimony. We will have to conduct our investigation all over again.
So we're back where we started. Are there any new leads? There's only 20 minutes left until 2 o'clock. Will we be able to make it in time?
Nah.
Miss Edgeworth, about that phone call just now. Wasn't there a strange sound at the end? A strange sound.
Yeah, there sure was. Boom. Now that you mention it, it sounded like an explosion. Maybe we can look at the map now and find something where there might be an explosion. It might be a hint to establish the culprit's whereabouts. I see. The sound of an explosion, eh? I would appreciate it if you stopped eavesdropping on us. Mr. Prosecutor, you're as stingy as ever. First, let's see what she has to say. Okay. All my hard work's helped move the case forward. I reckon it's all in a good day's work. I'm not so sure about that. We've been chasing after an entirely different person. Indeed, it seems she did not properly examine the photo earlier. What now? Was my info really all that bad? No, some of the blame also falls on us for relying on a dubious information source. It's time for us to regroup and start over. Could you hold on a sec? If you think I'm staying quiet after you've been called a dubious source, you got another thing coming. Fine then, guess I'll just have to tell you about the scoop I've been saving. You've been saving a scoop. What is it? Although I'm not expecting much, let's hear it. What is this scoop of yours? It's Moozilla. I have decisive evidence that the mighty Moozilla exists. Okay, let's go, Kay. Hold up, I'm being serious. Y'all might not believe it, but it's true. We don't have much time, but I guess there's no other way. Would this decisive evidence of yours be something you recorded on that tape recorder? That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. You're good at figuring things out, aren't you? It's the sound of Moozilla spewing out fire. This place nearly became a sea of flames. If you say so. Don't make that face. If you think I'm lying, then have a listen to by yourself. Ready? Here comes the flame. How was that? It was mostly you yelling. It's hard to tell over your shouting, but if you say so, I guess they could be flames. Miss Swift, did you truly witness these so-called flames?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't really see it with my own two eyes. On account of, I wasn't actually there at the time. If Moozilla had appeared, wouldn't you have noticed no matter where you were? Well, I was a ways off and was using a slightly unusual recording method, so... Could you explain to me this recording method in more detail? Well, guess I just dug my own grave. Truth is, I was aiming for a scoop, so I did me some wireless wiretapping. Wait a minute. Wireless wiretapping? If there's no wires, how do you tap them? Kay, please don't concern yourself with the semantics. She was simply intercepting wireless communications and listening in without permission. I've been spending the last few days scoping out the Grand Tower with my mentor. So you were investigating the black market auctions. In that case, you naturally would have tapped the immediate area surrounding the Grand Tower. Betcha, but right then and there I hear an ear-shattering roar. Finally, Moozilla appears, my heart is pounding, and I feel like I feel him drawing near. So everything except the sound is just her own personal impressions, right? In the end, it doesn't even matter. It seems that you didn't actually see anything. Well, I reckon writing's more my thing. Analysis... no. Anyways, as I continued tuning into the situation, little Miss K over there almost shatters my eardrums. Eavesdropping's for cowards, why don't you come out here? Yeah. Oh, I see. Miss Swift. While you were eavesdropping, you were surprised by Kay's voice and fell over. In other words, you did not hear her voice directly. You heard it via the radio waves emitted by the bug, did you not? What? Then does that mean the one who planted the bug on me was... I was just eavesdropping. I'd never stoop to bugging nobody. Miss Swift, do you mind if we borrow that tape for a while? Just do what you please already. Okay. I guess she must have been listening in on that guy's recordings for a while. Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Keys, Miss Berry. I thought there was Gumshoe down there. And the monkey's here too. Did you find him? Not yet. Just where could John be? John? No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. They don't know anything about the kidnapping. Regarding Sebastian, we found him not too long ago. Really? That's great. Thank you so much. Now I won't be arrested again. Or will you? Hey, Gumshoe. Gummy, why are you running away? Detective Gumshoe. When Mr. Edgeworth gave up his prosecutor's badge, I just didn't know what to do. And then I began to think, if Mr. Edgeworth isn't a prosecutor anymore, does that mean I'm no longer a detective? No, that's not how it works. I mean, you could choose to quit, but that's not true. Even without Mr. Edgeworth, I'm still a detective, and investigating is my job. Detectives don't investigate just for the sake of prosecutors, pal. That's why, even if I'm on my own, I won't stop investigating. Good job, Gummy. So you've been investigating by yourself? Then perhaps at that time... So, Jill Crane's autopsy report. I went to the detention center to see how Kay was doing. That's when I heard. Remember how cool that guy was? So cool. You heard that conversation.
That's right, and that's why I looked over the evidence again myself, sir.
Gummy, that's amazing. So it was you who saved me.
Okay, I'm really glad you got your memories back.
Thank you.
Do you get it now? I can investigate on my own.
Gummy, don't run away. You've already proven that you can investigate on your own. After all, you saved me. Detective, I need your help. Currently, I am not a prosecutor, nor am I much of anything else. Even so, I will pursue this case. I ask you not as a prosecutor, but as a friend. Detective Gumshoe, will you help us?
Those are the words that I've been wanting to hear my entire life. Oh, please cut it out, sir.
Gummy.
Okay, I get it, pal. I can't bear to see Mr. Edgeworth bowing his head to me like this.
Gummy. Thank you, Detective.
What do you want me to do, sir?
Detective Gumshoe, please tell me what you found in your investigation so far.
Roger, leave that to me, sir. I have 3 things to report. First up is about Kay's clothes that were sent to the crime lab. Traces of an extremely powerful sleeping drug called Sleepy ZZZ were found on them. Wow, what a great name.
So that means after Kay was drugged at Gourd Lake, she was brought to the roof of the Grand Tower.
That's right, sir. Now for item number 2. The footage from the security camera at the Grand Tower's elevator.
The footage that captured President Huang and Judge Courtney going up to the roof. The elevator is generally the only way to get to the rooftop. And if the elevator was used, the person who used it would be caught on camera.
Exactly. In other words, if you look over the footage from a couple of days ago, you should be able to see an unconscious Kay being carried up to the roof.
Uh-huh. Then, Gummy, does that mean you...
I checked out all the footage from before the incident 2 days ago and fast forward.
I see. And the results?
Well, actually, nothing came up, sir. Kay never showed up on the tape at all.
That was unexpected. I guess it won't be so easy. How was Kay brought up to the roof of the tower? I should take a moment to carefully consider the possibilities.
Well, the only one we can logically think of right now is, from the secret passage. But there might be other ways.
Well then, let's hear your third and final report.
Yes, sir. Last but not least, the most important thing to report. I'm so happy to be able to investigate with you again, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm going to give it my all to arrest the culprit. That is all, sir.
I apologize for putting you through so much, Detective Gumshoe, however. That was your most important report. It had nothing to do with the case at all. I would have preferred something that's actually useful.
That merciless attitude, that's the Mr. Edgeworth I know, sir.
Good old Gumshoe. A young boy has been kidnapped. I want you to help us search for him.
Kidnapping, sir?
The victim is a boy by the name of John Marsh.
Ah, that kid with the horns.
Yes. Do you know about him?
I saw that boy myself, sir.
Was that this morning?
That's right. He came out of that trailer over there and then he walked towards the garbage pickup area.
The garbage pickup area?
It's right over there, pal. That's where all the trash from the Grand Tower's offices is collected. I don't know what happened after that, since I left the place around then.
It seems we must investigate the garbage pickup area.
You want some gloves? Mr. Edgeworth, you're such a joker. Even if you showed me that to me, I still have no idea what it is, sir.
You proclaimed that quite proudly. Just, wanted to check if you wanted them. Now to talk to the other people here. As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, how did you find him? Naturally, it was all thanks to his powers of logic and reasoning. Actually, it was just a coincidence. At any rate, I'm glad you were able to find him so quickly. Why is that? The truth is, our circus show is about to start soon, so I don't think we would have been able to help out with the search much longer. Sorry to burden you with this when you also needed to prepare for your performance. No, it's okay. Please don't worry about it. After all, I also didn't want to get arrested again. I'm so relieved you have been able to find him, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, but the warden still hasn't been declared guilty yet. What? So you're saying there's still a chance I might be arrested? No way. Okay, please don't tease him. I don't see any reason for him to be arrested, even if the warden is pronounced innocent. I guess we weren't any help at all, were we? Don't be silly. Of course you helped. Really, thanks a lot. How could you say that? It's real! I mean, that might be true, honestly. But Moozilla has to be real. My friend's friend's uncle said it. Online. And you can't lie on the internet. So... it has to be true. It has to be real! Where were you guys searching, Simon? It was a bit far off, but we searched around the Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum, so they were by the shore. There were a lot of people at the event there, so I thought he might have gone as well. An event? Sounds like fun. Is it a festival? I want to go too. It was a lot of fun. There were food stands, fireworks, and much more. Simon got worn out by all the people in the crowd pretty quickly, though. Well, you see, it's kind of complicated, actually. The original design of Moozilla looks something like this. So, like, you know, kind of a cow-ish design, right? And this is like, I guess, the more monstrous version, right? Certainly a cow-ish design. But then the remake, I guess, the revival, kind of lost its cowness and now is more like a dinosaur with some very vague cow traits. Like those ears behind the horns are kind of cowish and the hooves, I guess. But you probably wouldn't think cow first thing you see when you look at this thing, right? But that's how it is. It's settled. Once we wrap up this case, let's all go there. Okay, I guess we have a piece of logic from that. So that's gonna be important at some point. Hey girl. Wait. I guess maybe we can't talk to her specifically. Oh yes, we can. Even though Regina? I'll just keep calling her Regina. I don't fucking know. Also searched with her friends. Aw, we are beaten to the punch. By friends, does she mean her animals? If I recall correctly, wasn't the Very Big Circus supposed to have a performance today? Yep, that's right. We've all been practicing a lot for this upcoming performance. Will Simon also be performing? Of course. He's been practicing really hard, even though he keeps saying no way, no way. He even rode in a balloon and did lots of advertising for us. So, Mr. Edgeworth, you should also come by and see Simon's heroics. Very well. That is, if we're able to successfully solve this case. It sounded like you were saying you used animals in your search. Yep, I thought we would be able to find him if we used Regent and Estique, but... Simon said, no way, no way, no way, and stopped me. No fun. If Simon hadn't been there, there would have probably be a mass panic right about now. Simon, why do you stop her? Seriously. It would have made the city more fun, like it's a circus. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, please forgive me. Why is he apologizing to me? I haven't said anything. Fun. Gummy said John headed towards the garbage pickup area. Indeed, there might be some traces of him left behind. Well, isn't that an interesting pack of milk? The garbage pickup time is 11 AM, so that's why there's no trash. When I looked here earlier, the place was overflowing with garbage, sir. Haha. What, so everything but the milk carton was picked up? That's a little weird. Looks like today is the day when bulk waste is collected during the garbage pickup. There really were a lot of bulky items placed here, Sir Cal, so I guess the milk wasn't picked up because it's not bulky enough. The garbage truck's compactor can crush any kind of garbage to dust. No, it seems in the case of bulk waste, it is transported as is without being crushed. Huh. Why do you know about how bulk waste is disposed of, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know, that doesn't seem like something super weird to know about. Ah, maybe Mr. Shields is, in order to accomplish his Mr. Edgeworth acquisition plan, sent him something like a moving process instruction brochure. Aha. There are times when you're so sharp it's scary, although they're few and far between. Huh. Looks like the garbage pickup area is locked. It's probably to prevent people outside of the Grand Tower from disposing of their trash here. I guess we'll have to look at the milk carton. This milk carton is... It's the one John was drinking out of. There's no mistake. Something must have happened to John here. Combined with Detective Gumshoe's testimony, the chances are high that John was attacked at the garbage pickup area. If it was here, there wouldn't be many witnesses. But why would John have come to a place like this? If it would be natural to think that he came here to throw something away. We have no way of knowing since the garbage truck was already has already collected everything. Well, I don't see anything else to investigate here. Can we deduce anything here? I don't really think so. I guess maybe the event and the sound of an explosion. I'll just try that. Seems a little loose, but it could be. Okay. Mr. Keys, didn't you say that there were fireworks at the Coliseum area earlier? Oh, I guess he did say that. Huh? What about them? Were those fireworks set off during the day? Yeah, even just while we were there, a bunch of them were set off. What is it, Miss Edgeworth? That explosion sound we heard at the end of the kidnapper's phone call. Could very well have been the fireworks. Yeah, we don't need to hear it for the third time. Come on now. Boom. For the sound to have been picked up by the phone, it must have been fairly loud. So that means the culprit was near the Coliseum. Even so, I bet the fireworks could be heard in lots of places around the Coliseum. Indeed, it would be impossible for us to search the entire area by ourselves. If only we could have the police lend us a hand. If only. Maybe the cars came through, but like, you know, since... this is probably wrong, but I'll go for it anyway. Since we know that only those two cars came through, that means the garbage pickup didn't actually happen or something? I don't know. That's just fucking... Alright. The only vehicles that came through the plaza this morning, I kind of doubted that it would work because it didn't mention the vehicles in the logic bubble. But hey, the only vehicles that came through the plaza this morning were the taxi and a blue truck. And Mr. DeBest was kidnapped in that taxi. Yes, meanwhile, John was attacked in the garbage pickup area. And the garbage was collected from there at 11 a.m.
Ah, I've got it, sir. The blue truck was actually...
That's right. The blue truck that came through the plaza was a garbage truck. However, be that as it may, the officer who gave us this information made no mention that the blue truck was a garbage truck. Talk about careless. How could someone mistake a garbage truck for a normal truck? That's not it, Kay. Today was the day for collection of bulk waste. I suspect it was a standard truck without a trash compactor that came by to collect the trash. John was taken away by this garbage truck. And where do the garbage trucks go? To the park for sightseeing.
To the dump, of course.
Hold up. The culprit was disguised as a garbage collector, right? Then the truck was probably fake too. How do we know they really went to the dump? No, the garbage truck should have been real. Eh? What's that? Why is that? That will be made clear if you simply take a look at the garbage pickup area. This shows that the garbage truck John was kidnapped in was real. Maybe the fact that the lock is still intact, I guess.
Take that!
The garbage pickup area is locked. Ah, only a real garbage collector could have unlocked it to collect the trash. Precisely. We should assume that a genuine garbage truck was used. For example, the kidnapper could have put John into a large cardboard box. I don't know if a cardboard box would be great, but, you know, something like that. If the box was mixed in with the rest of the bulk waste, the garbage collector would have carried John away without even knowing it. Exactly, the culprit would then lie in wait at the garbage dump. I mean, yeah, that's where it always is. And if they said, I threw it away by mistake, the box would be returned to them. Any garbage dumps nearby? Yeah, we checked the map already. Let's see. Ah, there's two of them. So, which garbage dump was he taken to? Could there be a hint in any of the information I hold? Yeah, I think so. Right, you would have to be near the Colosseum. And I guess that, clues us in on the location, right? Baboom! Based on the explosion sound we heard from the kidnapper's phone, we know that John is being confined someplace in the vicinity of the Colosseum. One of the garbage dumps is right next to the Colosseum. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it right next to it. There seems to be quite a gap between them, but, you know, closer than the other one by a bit. John was almost certainly taken there. In which case, the place he is being confined to must also be somewhere close by. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Could I ask you to search the area around this garbage dump?
You don't have to ask me like we're strangers, sir. It feels so distant. Please just order me around like you normally do. Oh, geez, Gumshoe.
You've got some, preferences, don't you? Are you sure, Detective? Right now I'm not a prosecutor.
Didn't I tell you, sir? Detectives don't just investigate for the sake of prosecutors.
You have my thanks, Detective. Yippee. Mr. Edgeworth, look, it's almost time.
Oh no!
Yes, it would be best if we hurry. They should also be at their limit. Detective Gumshoe, I'm counting on you. Leave it to me, sir. This may be an unofficial investigation, but I'll call in all of my pals from the station to help. I'll help too. Stealing John back is my job, after all. I mean, yeah, I'm not shaming him. I'm just saying, that's how it is. I will be returning to the courtroom. I might be able to draw out some more time. Okay, well then, even in the depths of night? The clock just struck 2. We have to hurry. Yes, sir. My introduction. When no other bird dares to take flight. I'm not shaming anybody. Courtroom number 3. It's this asshole. Well, if it isn't former Prosecutor Edgeworth. Blaze the best. Witness, face forward, we're not done talking yet. Like I said, you see, why exactly would I have needed to help that person out, Your Honor? It's a crying shame. Having a beautiful woman declared guilty. Honestly, it brings tears to my eyes. But you see, there's no reason for me to go out of my way to hide evidence just to save her. However, we still have the testimony of your son, Prosecutor the Best. He testified that he handed the evidence over to you. Well, I haven't the slightest clue what he was talking about. I simply can't imagine why Sebastian would have said something like that, I don't know if we have the right to object here. What if there's evidence that shows your connection with the Warden Roland? And just what do you think you're doing, former Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was under the impression that you were no longer in any position to stand in court. Miles Edgeworth, how dare you barge into my prosecutor's bench? Franziska, I'm sorry. I need you to lend me the bench for a little while. What are you saying? Judge Courtney, I've brought vital evidence related to this case. Your Honor, please allow me to testify. She'd never allow it.
Objection!
Courtney Pye, Uncle Ray also asks that he be allowed to testify. There are no objections from the prosecution either, right? Understood. The prosecution has no objections.
Objection!
I dislike his objection sound. Especially like that loud bit at the start. There's no way you can allow something like this, such high-handed methods. Surely are enough to warrant being held in contempt of court, wouldn't you say, Courtney? As long as John is still in danger, Judge Courtney cannot rule against the warden. I must convey to her somehow that the search for her son is progressing. Judge Courtney, I ask that you have faith in me and my assistant. Let me drink some water. Now that you mention it, where exactly is she? She is currently out searching for the most important piece of evidence.
Objection!
It's a waste of time. There's no such evidence. Are you stalling for time? How disgraceful.
Objection!
Most important piece of evidence, huh? Courtney Pye? I don't really know what that evidence is, but I think we should have faith in her. After all, even if she may not look like it, she's still a great thief Yatagarasu. Somehow, it seems that Mr. Shields understands. Judge Courtney. We've already determined the general location of the evidence. It's only a matter of time before she steals the evidence back. I understand. Then I shall give you special permission to testify. Thank you, Your Honor. This is ridiculous. This vital evidence that you have found, please present it to the court. Blaze the Best and Patricia Rowland are somehow connected. Allow me to present the evidence that proves it.
Which piece of evidence does that? I don't know, could it maybe be the report that says that?
Take that!
This document contains a detailed report regarding the interrogation of a certain man. A certain man. That man being the late Horace Knightley. And the one who interrogated him was the defendant in this trial, Patricia Rowland. So that means that was the interrogation where... That's right. Patricia Rowland murdered Knightley in the aftermath of the interrogation. And that very interrogation has been recorded in this written report. That definitely sounds like vital evidence. Miles Edgeworth, just now you referred to that document as a written report. Now, just who in the world was that report written for? I thought you might ask that, Francisca. And that's precisely what is most important about this report. We found this document inside the safe in the safe in the storeroom on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. The 51st floor? The storeroom for the black market auction. Indeed, and the conductor of the auction was you, Blaze the Best. You received a report about the victim from Warden Rowland. In the face of this evidence, can you still say you have no connection to this case?
In regards to that, I refuse to answer.
What?
It has yet to be proven in court that I was the conductor of the black market auction.
Oh, have you already forgotten the events of this morning? I believe I already proved it back then, did I not?
Yeah, but the law is dumb. I will not deny that I was bested by you, however, that was at the crime scene. Who knows if the results will be the same in court? An acquittal is still possible, you see. Until it's been proven in court that I am the conductor of the black market auctions. You can't prove that document was addressed to me.
Wop wop. Your logic is twisted.
That's not very nice, you know. My logic isn't twisted, is it, Courtney? Don't you feel the same way? It was quite unlike you to allow former prosecutor Edgeworth's statement just now, you know. It saddens me, you see, that you would fail to uphold the law as a judge should. In fact, I'm so upset by this, I may have no other choice but to use my last resort, you know.
I don't think he knows about John's kidnapping, does he? Maybe he does.
It is as you say.
Something that has not been proven in court does not merit any deliberation. I will have to overrule Miss Edgeworth's claim. And if he doesn't know about John's kidnapping, then he would only know about the one that he ordered himself on his own son. Which means we already freed him, and so he wouldn't hold any power. But I guess the other person also wants... Wait, no. Didn't the other person not care about the verdict? I'm unclear right now. Anyway. As I thought, until John has been rescued.
You see, the truth at the scene and the truth in the courtroom are two very different things.
So you're saying the truth can be distorted in court as long as it's for your sake?
What a horrible thing to say. I'm not distorting the truth or anything like that, you know. I'm not guilty. If a not guilty verdict is handed down, then that becomes the truth. That's all it is, you see.
It's useless. There's nothing we can do unless the missing evidence turns up.
We're counting on you, Gumshoe and Kay. Now then, Courtney, why don't you deliver a not guilty verdict and let's get this over with? After all, that evidence isn't gonna show up anytime soon, you know.
Aha! Finally, he makes his shining entrance. Who raised an objection just now? Shouldn't you recognize his voice very easily? having probably spent more time with him than his own father.
But Pops!
Sebastian. Why did you come back here now of all times? Sebastian, what is the meaning of this? Just where were you and what have you been doing since you abandoned your own trial?
I'm sorry, I was,
Such an act is unbecoming of a prosecutor. You should be ashamed.
well...
Sebastian, you still don't get it, you know. This court has no place for a sniveling child such as yourself.
Pops,
Yeah, do it, boy.
I've come to present new evidence, Your Honor. So please let me take my place back at the prosecutor's bench.
Sebastian, I didn't think he would come back.
Objection!
Shut up, you. What's all this now, Sebastian? You don't seem at all like your normal self.
Pops.
Come now, what's the matter? You want Daddy to play with you? Is that it? Well then, why don't we just head back on home? Return to the witness stand.
Return to the... Wait, which one's saying that? Return to the witness stand.
What's wrong? You're shaking like a leaf.
Objection!
Your Honor, the prosecutor officially in charge of this case has just arrived with new evidence. The trial is still in session. In light of this, shouldn't we continue with the proceedings? Naturally, the defense has no objections, Your Honor. I'm sure the defense attorney originally in charge would say the same. The prosecution has no objections either, Your Honor. Continue with the proceedings. That won't be necessary. Isn't that right, Courtney? So I guess he does know about John. Blaze still believes that he was the one who kidnapped John. Right, I guess Blaze was also trying to kidnap John and not his own son. Right. That was all an accident. As long as John still hasn't been found, Judge Courtney will remain bound by Blaze, and nothing else will change that. Poor Courtney. Courtney. Oh, hello. That's a terrible ringtone, by the way. That sound is... her cell phone. My phone as well. Yeah, Corey's phone also.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Shields.
Hey, we found John, sir.
We rescued John. Excellent work, Detective.
That kid was the most important piece of evidence, right? Way to go, Kay.
Hehehe, I wanted to spread the word quickly, so I had everyone call. Judge Courtney, it's for you. Yes, I see. I'm so glad you're safe. Make sure you properly thank everyone, okay? Be careful and come home safe. Let us resume the proceedings. Now that I may once again swing my gavel to my heart's content. You're kidding, right? This is just a sad joke, you know. Witness, this is no joke. Please return to the stand. Prosecutor De Best as well. Promptly return to your seat at the prosecutor's bench.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sebastian De Best.
Yes, Miss Von Kama.
I'll leave the rest to you.
Huh?
Going up against your own father? It won't be easy. I shall observe how things pan out. From the gallery.
She's a good girl.
Now then, allow me to ask once more, is the prosecution ready? Prosecutor de Best, what is this new evidence you wish to present?
The missing knife and chisel, Your Honor. You mean they've finally been found?
Prosecutor de Best, is this true?
The knife and chisel? I wasn't able to find them. I searched and searched, I really did, but it was already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean? I remembered this morning when I passed by Pops in the garage at home. He was holding something wrapped in a newspaper. Pops, where are you going?
Sebastian, just taking out some trash.
At that moment I heard it. The faint sound of a bell.
Could that sound have been by any chance the bell attached to Dogan's chisel? In other words, you're saying that the witness threw away the evidence.
I searched for it, but I didn't make it in time. I'm sorry.
Where exactly did you search for it?
The garbage dump. That's a sad sight. I went to the garbage dump and searched everywhere. I thought the evidence Pops threw away had to be there.
Well, I feel like even if you searched an entire day, you wouldn't necessarily find something, especially not something small, like a knife and chisel. But let's just assume that he did indeed search thoroughly. So at that time he had gone to the garbage dump.
But... this was all I could find.
This is... it smells rather peculiar.
Now that you mention it, there's kind of a funky smell coming from you as well. What do you expect? I was digging through garbage.
And what of that knife?
I think it's buried somewhere in that giant mountain of trash. But I couldn't find it by myself.
I understand. I shall accept this into evidence.
What the fuck is that? Oh, I guess it's not in our evidence.
Well done, Sebastian. You never betray my expectations, you know. You searched so desperately through the garbage, and that's all you have to show for it? Oh, what a tearjerker. I'm tearing up already.
Objection!
It's a bit too early for tears, don't you think? We haven't examined the evidence properly yet. I think it's just a pointless waste of time, you know.
I'm counting on you, Sebastian. Miles. Show him the truth and be exposed in court and take him down.
Mr. Shields is backing us up. Now all we need is a breakthrough. Prosecutor de Best, let's take a closer look at the evidence.
Right.
Well, it looks like it might have been something crumpled up into a newspaper thing.
Wait, where was the point of the examination? Ah! Oh wait, I guess I can just click it anywhere.
Let's have a look inside. It'd be great if we could find some kind of proof.
It's a bell.
This is the bell that was attached to Dogan's chisel. Are there any traces left behind on it?
Left behind on it?
It's no good. There's not even a single
it's no good. There's not even a single smudge on it.
What did you find, Prosecutor de Best? Did you even find anything?
Darn it.
Of course you did find nothing. Something like that can't be called evidence, you know. All it is trash. It may be sad, but that's the truth, you see. Were Sebastian's efforts all for naught? Indeed, the spell does not seem to be valid evidence. However, yeah, the newspaper around it might be.
Mr. Edgeworth, are you really giving up?
Calm as always, Edgeworth, quite unlike Sebastian here. Well then, is the prosecution finished with its argument?
Objection!
Oh. Justine, not yet. We're not through yet. There's still something we haven't examined. You're still not giving up? Struggling in vain's not cute at all, you know. It seems Sebastian hasn't given up yet either. I was just thinking the exact same thing. The last item remaining. Is it trash? Is it trash or is it evidence? If we don't examine it, we'll never find out. The item I'm thinking of is the newspaper. We're still not done examining the newspaper that the bell was wrapped in. It seems that Sebastian has the same idea as I do. Wow, this is just wonderful, you know, so wonderful. It's to cry for. Is it desperation or simply reckless abandon? Are you really going to pin all your hopes on a worthless scrap of newspaper? We won't know for sure whether or not it's worthless until we examine it, will we? Sebastian, let's examine it post-haste. Look at these very distinct print marks. Is this a handprint? There's something greasy on here too. Is it oil? Well, that's rather sloppy. Judge Courtney, we'd like to request a fingerprint analysis on this paper. I don't think we will find those. Could you please summon someone from forensics? Your request is accepted. Contact the lab at once. It's clearly from the gloves. Why would you think there's footprints on there? Fingerprints on there. Reporting, these are definitely fingerprints. However, it's from a glove. What? Didn't I tell you? It's nothing but a worthless scrap of paper. Just think about it, you know, when handling important evidence. What kind of idiot wouldn't use gloves? Oh wait, wouldn't that be you, the idiot who doesn't know when to give up? That's pretty harsh talking to your son like that. What's wrong with calling an idiot an idiot? If you want to be the best, you have to be heartless. That's not true. I have no compassion for worthless individuals, not even my own son. Pops! You know, you've always called yourself a genius prosecutor, haven't you? Didn't I explain to you this morning why you were a genius up until now? That's right. It was all because of me. Because of my authority. You were always being protected by people like Courtney. And me. Now get that stinking face of yours out of my sight. Stinking? You know, now that I think about it, that stench might just suit you perfectly. Just keep it that way keep it away from my nose, or my eyes would start watering. Wrong! You're wrong, Pops! Sebastian, what are you talking about? You're the one who stinks, Pops. It's you, not me. What? You haven't noticed, have you? You smell, Pops. So much that you can't even hide it. Mr. Edgeworth, try smelling the handprint on the newspaper. The smell. It smells like oil. I know something that smells just like it. Come to think of it, back then. It smells like motor, yeah. That's right, the smell proves it. It proves the culprit who hid the evidence was... Gumshoe! It's no good, I guess I can't become the best after all. I'm too soft. I could never be so heartless. But that's good. I just can't bring down my father with my own hands. Prosecutor the best. Summon your courage. Become a different prosecutor from your father. Wasn't that what you decided? We are prosecutors, and as prosecutors we stand in the courtroom. In that case, isn't it our duty to shed light on the truth? Exposing crimes and bringing criminals to justice, even if the criminal is your own father. That is your duty as a prosecutor. Didn't I promise you that if you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way? And if you cannot do it alone, then we shall do it together. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to present the evidence that connects this panned parent with my father. Oh, I guess either way would have taken more than one thing. Oh hey, we could actually check those out in... Oh wait, no we can. Right, I thought we could check them in 3D. This is the smell of motor oil, the kind used for maintaining motorcycles. Both myself and Mr. Edgeworth have smelled this exact same smell before. Blaze the best, it was in your garage. And wouldn't you say these fingerprints have a rather peculiar shape? The 5 letters that spell out death, it's exactly the same as your own gloves.
Objection!
Shut up with that. You can buy gloves like that from anywhere, it doesn't prove a thing. Is that really the case? That's not the only thing that these 2 pieces of evidence have in common. The fingerprints on the newspaper that was used to wrap up the bell. And Blaze's mechanics gloves. This is the unmistakable similarity they both share. That fucked up A.
Take that!
If you examine the imprint left by the letter A, you'll see it's unmistakable from this glove. What? And that's not all. There is one more item we must take note of, namely these dirt stains. I suggest we do a comparative analysis of the dirt stains from the newspaper and the glove. If the contents match up, then it will prove to be decisive evidence. Bailiff, please have these dirt samples sent to forensics for analysis immediately. Edgeworth, Sebastian. You lowly prosecutors, do you have any idea who I am? You are a criminal. Pops, you can't run away anymore. It's been proven in court that you concealed the evidence, and that you tried to cover for the defendant. You're saying that I'm guilty? That I'll be sent to prison? Me, Blaze the Best? A couple of snot-nosed punks are gonna make me disappear? There must be some mistake. Be a man and admit your crimes.
Objection!
You really think you can survive if I'm not around? I'll be fine now. I thought I wanted to become the best prosecutor so I could get your approval, Pops. But when I was kidnapped by your men and stuck in that dark room, I started thinking, I am truly powerless. I despaired and averted my eyes from the truth, but... At that moment, Mr. Edgeworth stepped in and showed me the way. And now I am no longer just a child chasing after his father's approval. I've become capable. I can find evidence all on my own now. What? My men kidnapped you? Why were you? Pops, I'll show you the truth you never knew through this trial. Sebastian, how dare you speak to me like that? You should have just stayed as an idiot son. You may have hated me to the very end, Pops. But I've always looked up to you. Thank you for everything up until now. And goodbye. You, since when did you? All you've ever been able to do was depend on me, Sebastian! And you burned your hair again. You dumb fool. has been established that the evidence was concealed by Blaze the Best himself. A judgment regarding his concealment of evidence shall be delivered at a separate trial. The missing chisel and knife still have yet to be found. However, once a search of the waste disposal site is underway, they will surely be discovered. The knife will be found. What will happen to me if it's found? Heh, no need to worry. You'll simply receive the punishment you deserve for your crime. A punishment for me? Blaze, what in the world are you doing? You! After all, you're boasting about being able to create your own truths and not guilty verdicts. That's why I contacted you immediately after the prison incident in the first place. And to make matters worse, you even kidnapped the wrong kid. I just can't believe this. You really, really, really are completely useless. That was certainly a violent outburst, but you heard her, Prosecutor the Best. Yeah, she got flustered and said a bunch of important stuff. Right? Indeed, that's correct. He still doesn't seem very sure of himself. Very well, and with that, this court is adjourned. Whoa! What? What are you doing here? Who are you? Judge Courtney, it's still too early for you for a happy ending. Lang Zi says the end of the trial is not always the end of the case. Okay. I mean, it wasn't actually the end of the trial, right? They were still gonna have to find the evidence and then the trial would continue. But sure, let's make it, let's keep going. And who might you be? The name's Shilong Lang. I'm just a humble lone investigator. Do you have some objection with this trial? Ha, not a chance. The defendant here has a heart of as black as the moonless night. Lang? Don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence. Don't you agree? Long time coming for a, well... Agent Lang, what are you talking about? The SS5 incident from 12 years ago. It's a case I'll never forget. 12 years ago? Yeah, we've heard that number a bunch throughout these cases. He and his father. I guess we still have a bunch more to uncover, huh? Might it have something to do with Lang's father and President Huang? Patricia Rowland, and you, Blaze the Best. Back then, the two of you killed off the Lang clan. Were you involved in the incident 12 years ago? That's right, I was. However, I'm not here to chase after ghosts of the past. I'm here for you, Justine Courtney. Me? You and one other. Your son. John. Miss Courtney, you're coming along too. As a suspect in the murder of the president of Zhengfa, Di Junhuang. You still stuck with that, huh? Stuck on that. Agent Lang, what evidence do you? Settle down, Mr. Prosecutor. The investigation has only just begun. We're going to inspect the crime scene with the suspects in attendance. Agent Lang, did he get his hands on some new pieces of evidence? If you have any objections, then you can tag along as well. I shall do just that. Oh my. The end of the trial is not always the end of the case. There are still many mysteries yet unsolved surrounding the murder of the president. Sure are. Namely, the true nature of the giant monster and... that guy. The true identity of the person on the other end of the phone. Yep. To be continued. Well. And we will continue that next time. Just that one, let's call it act, was as long as a lot of 2-act pieces or whatever. But that's cool. I think 3 hours is also alright. But much longer than this and my throat would certainly start to hurt. So let's end it here. Seems like a good cliffhanger point. So I hope you will join me again next time, which will probably be tomorrow. But once again, tomorrow is Thursday, which means there will be some King of Fighters action, where I will be commentating and maybe playing. Who knows? Which will be in the evening, so if I stream tomorrow, it'll be a little short, but that should be okay for this game. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. So thanks for watching and hanging out, and for overcoming our ancestors and becoming better than them together. And I'll see you next time. Otsukare-sama. How dare you? Bye bye.